Flee.
Oh. His name was a Dios.
It is Nedrico.
Nedrico. Okay. Nedrico. Oh, that reminds me. I should get my my document up. My notepad.
By the way, I just started recording. Just to let you know.
Why, hello, everyone out there in recorded world. Welcome to the future.
Do you like my voice?
I don't like the future's voice. I'll go back to the past, or maybe the present.
Actually, technically, isn't it welcome to the past? I'm welcoming the future. You're
Oh my
listening
god.
to the past.
Welcome to RIFTS! Well, welcome to 3 Galaxies RIFTS.
Yeah, details. All right.
I don't even know what's going on anymore.
Well, let me enlighten. So, when we last ended the session, you guys had narrowly escaped death by killing several vampires. You briefly met the master, or the little girl, who said... Yeah, I know. I forgot I didn't tell you that.
I figured she was the master.
So excited by... Yeah, I know, right? Too much enthusiasm must temper. You met question mark, who said, and I'll go ahead and repeat this because it has been a week in case any of you care. She said, thank whoever you pray to for another day, because come nightfall, I will slaughter you all.
Yep.
And then, out of session, we're just going to say this, that your characters would then go about the grisly task of beheading and burning the vampires' bodies.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to start where you have finished the task and headed back into the church.
Yes.
Okay. I have an interaction, but would you guys like to do something first, or?
I would like Inferno's consciousness now to leave Sheila and to enter Xavier's again.
Absolutely. Without any noticeable side effects, even.
Excellent.
Isaac witnesses this.
You just see me float by and be like, don't tell anybody.
The
My
bottom
little
half is
spirit.
the wavy ghost.
My little spirit, exactly. Don't tell anyone. And also at this time, just so we make a note of it, would Sheila return Xavier's jacket?
Yes.
Armor jacket? Okay.
That is a fair assumption.
I will put that back on Xavier's thingy. But as far as interactions go, I'm good for now.
Actually, I do need a little bit from you, Inferno, because you're keeping track. Did she suffer damage to her armor herself, or
She
just
did.
the jacket?
No, just to the jacket.
Okay.
All
okay.
the armor, and it was very minimal damage too.
Mhm.
So I've recorded that damage on the jacket that I have. So no worries on that.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sheila made out like a bandit compared to everybody else.
She did.
Soon she's gonna make out with a smuggler.
Maybe.
Okay.
Get it? Wells, get it?
Who would not get that?
I don't know. Puritans, the Amish.
Maybe.
The
What's a
Amish.
smuggler?
Yes, the Amish are totally watching us right now.
Yes, they are. They are.
In the future, in like 100 years from now, when they're just like, you know what, we should figure out this internet thing.
Well, at least the Mennonites are.
Yeah.
Mm.
All
They're
right, anyway.
fighting. They're fighting evil, but they're on the computer, which is evil. I'm confused.
I don't think they find it evil. Anyway, so we're getting really.
We are really digressing here, guys.
I could have sworn there were vampires.
Okay, so you guys come back into the church. You hear a few concerned murmurs and as people take in, you're rather. If I remember correctly, Talavac's armor is all but in shambles. Lucas's armor is not doing so hot. I think your helmet has taken severe damage.
No, that was Isaac.
No,
Yep.
I knew Isaac's. I thought yours had too. I was
No, my body armor is from 38 to 6.
right. So your body armor is also almost in shambles, and it was Isaac's helmet that has large chomp marks in it.
Yeah.
And after a second or two, oh, hang on. I'm sorry, I need to look at my notes real quick. Kyle, who is this gentleman over here, is going to say, boss, I don't mean to question you or anything, but what the hell was that?
What do you mean, what the hell was that?
Look, when you said that you were going to go out and face the vampires, I assumed that you had some ambush in store, some plan in mind. I didn't expect you to stand in front of a bonfire like a free meal.
I was bait.
Look, whatever plan happened, I didn't like it.
So you can see Xavier nodding from the back of the church.
I'm sorry, boss. Maybe there's something I'm not seeing here, but isn't this what you used to call winning the battle at the cost of the war? What happens next time when they come back?
Hopefully we won't be here. Hopefully.
Everyone starts looking at each other. Where would we go? They could be back any minute.
They're not coming back tonight. Or at least... No, I don't feel them coming back tonight.
They kind of look around at each other again, and Kyle's like, why? They used to attack us several times a night. Why would you think they're not coming back?
Well, we did just kill them. We killed 5 of them within
Lucas
a
is
minute.
going to put a hand on your shoulder and go, look, I don't know about you, but these guys, you nice gentlemen and peoples and ladies, and gives a nice courteous bow, and he goes back, they held off those vampires up he just fought in this place for more than just one day. I would like to hear what they've been doing, please.
I was just explaining myself.
I almost got myself killed. Right now, I just want to know the winning strategy.
Sheila would pipe up and she would say, well, we did hear, I'm guessing it was the master. I've heard that voice before. She said that she would attack next nightfall. And Kyle shakes his head and he goes, but that doesn't... Why would she tell you when she plans to kill you? I mean, maybe you scared her off. I don't know. I don't know. And he just kind of throws his hands up.
Xavier will say, all right, well, there's no point in us figuring out stuff that we don't know. Let's figure out what we do know, all right? These creatures, these vampires, they don't attack during the day, correct?
They can't. They have to sleep.
Good. All right, so all we have to do is survive till day. And then, frankly, folks, Xavier says, I've seen situations like this. In fact, I've been in a situation like this. This isn't your town anymore. You're refugees. So, when we're not watching out and making sure these things don't come back again, we can't assume that this leader that you speak of, and he looks over to Sheila, is telling us the truth, and even if she is, it'd be foolish for us to take a word for it. We gather what strength we have, we prepare for another attack, and we try to figure out a way what to do as soon as the sun breaks. Does that sound like an idea?
That sounds fantastic. Can I have my gun back, please?
Of course. He looks very kind of hesitant to let it go, but he does hand it back to you.
Thank you. Looks over it.
Well,
but more to Lucas's... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, he was going to say, to answer, I'm sorry, I don't know your name, and he would point to Lucas.
Oh, my name is Ned.
He kind of looks at Sheila. Did he just get an accent? Sheila just kind of shrugs her shoulders.
Isaac nods.
And he goes,
Don't worry about that.
Well, Ned, to answer your question, the only way we've survived is by funneling them in through the front door. We found enough crucifixes and holy relics in the church to cover the windows, and that seemed to hold them from there, and then we'd funnel them through the door and hit them with everything we had. When you came, to be honest, though, wasn't much left.
Wait, so these holy symbols, Xavier will point around to what's on the windows and whatnot, that deters them?
Sheila nods. She goes, "We don't really understand it. Maybe Isaac would know better, but something about the holy symbols, they can't stand it. They don't even want to look at it, and if you touch one of them with it, it hurts them horribly."
Oh God.
Xavier says, well, that's perfect then. Why don't we paint this holy symbols on our armor or clothes or wear them ourselves? Then they can't touch us. You guys can travel as far as you need to without worrying about them attacking.
Kyle shakes his head. It doesn't work that way. It's not pictures or drawings of it. It's not even, two sticks held together. It has to be an actual tangible holy symbol, like a crucifix. Or I've heard of other religion symbols working, but I've never seen it.
All right. Well, how many? You said you've had enough crucifixes around here. How many do you have?
8.
That's enough for all of you.
Not
us,
enough.
but you.
Not enough for the children. By the way,
There's children?
yeah, there's like a dozen people.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I only count 8 people on here.
Right, I know, and this was a week ago. When I came in, I did say that there were almost a dozen people in the church. I just didn't want to put a dozen tokens in there.
Oh, my bad.
No, it's fine.
and
It's been a
actually
week,
there's
so.
person down on the bottom too. All right. Then can we retroactive that conversation? Xavier
Sure.
wouldn't be like, "Oh yeah, there's only 8 of you," and it'd be
No,
like, "Ah, the
absolutely.
kids." Yeah. All right. Well, how did these crucifixes get made?
Well, they were part of the church. We live among vampires. Our church is built to try and hold them out. These walls
Yeah.
are.
But they didn't come out of nowhere, right? Did someone make these crucifixes, like by hand or by a machine, or how were they made?
Kyle nods and then points to one of the bodies in the corner and says, "Reverend Mikhail did."
Okay. Well, does anyone here know how to work wood?
You see a lot of people shaking their heads, and Kyle says, "Most of who are left are women, children, and the few of us that knew how to fight, at least somewhat."
Well, last time I checked, women knew could work wood, but I'm taking by all your blank stares, you don't.
We had one carpenter, but he didn't even make it to the church.
Okay. Xavier crosses his arms. Well, that's out.
Well, I have one, and then Isaac will take out his silver necklace with the rather large silver cross on it.
Okay.
So
Do you know
that's
how to make
9.
more of those crosses, Isaac? Xavier asks, hopefully.
Well, out of character.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too sure if I would be able to, GM.
I don't think you would have any skills. Like, you don't have anything that would be woodworking or metalworking or art even. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no.
The closest thing is wilderness survival.
Yeah, that wouldn't really apply.
Well, wilderness
Crucifixes
survival
are
in
the wilderness
Here,
survival
hold on.
kit.
Hold on. Wilderness survival in this kind of area might be able to, count towards building stuff like that.
I would say wilderness
I
survival
have a
would
crazy idea.
work towards giving you knowledge on using them, but I would not say that it would give you knowledge on how to make them.
Wait, I have a crazy idea in just a moment. I'm going to look something up in the rules. I want to look at a skill description, but please continue, guys.
Are you looking at general repair and maintenance or something like that?
No, I am not. You
Okay.
hold on a second. If it's what I think I can do, then I'll be really, 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 really laughing.
Okay.
All right.
I'll just
As
wait
opposed-
patiently.
As opposed to all the other kinds of laughter.
Yeah, I'm almost there.
So they're just attacking more aggressively because one of the people was kind of flippant with them.
Kyle kind of nods and says, well, that's a bit of an oversimplification. Jacob, the man Isaac left in charge, he didn't have the same kind of respect Isaac did. And he thought that the best way to gain that respect was to hit the vampires hard. Let's just say he dug a little deeper than he should have. And for whatever reason, he sparked the anger of this particular tribe of vampires.
Fair enough. As an update, what I was looking for, I was looking at the description of forgery. But that's only typically for official documents, passports, signatures, other printed materials, not physical, Well, it is a physical object, you know what I mean? But not...
Yeah.
I couldn't just make a copy being like, yeah, give me a piece of wood and I'll try to make something close to that. So, what is that noise?
That is a phone going off.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is that noise? All right.
All right.
All right, so the crosses are out the window because no one knows how to make any more.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So much for that. All right. Well,
Kyle.
Yes.
Kyle. Okay. Hi. So how much of the town have you scavenged? Have you looked through the houses, gone through the old headquarters, anything?
Kyle nods. The whole town. I mean, it's been 3 days and we had daylight, so it's not a very big town. We have most of the supplies, anything that we felt we could have used against the vampires.
Okay.
3 days.
This is
So you haven't been defending this for weeks.
no.
okay.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Savior says, all right, so standing and fighting, after tonight, I think we can all agree that that is not really a decision, right? You guys are losing people after and after. This place is not safe. So we have to get you out of here. Does anyone have a vehicle? Does anyone, you said you've been through the town. Do you know of any place that has a vehicle?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
The jail had, well, it had a paddy wagon, which, I mean, we could all fit in it, and it's
Great.
strong enough to hold off the vampires at least for a time, but it's not working. We'd have to get someone over there fixing it.
Then that's what we need to do, and we need to also think about possibly tearing down some of the crosses and putting it on the outside of the paddy wagon. Might deter them a bit more from actually attacking the people inside.
Yeah, okay.
Are you sure you searched everywhere, Kyle?
Kyle raises an eyebrow. What do you have in mind, boss?
Well, off the top of my head, we're not going to survive on another attack. At least the three of us that went out there. We need some kind of some armor for those two, and I need a new helmet.
I need a new poncho.
Yeah, you need a new poncho.
My hat's still okay though.
Kyle's gonna shake his head and say, "No, we're wearing the only thing that we had. I mean, there was, nothing left. Silverware, maybe, some confiscated contraband items, but not much that would be of use against vampires."
That. Where's
What?
that? Contraband.
Where we always used to keep it, boss, in the jail.
All right.
Hey, hey, did you homies actually hold vampires in the jail?
Kyle kind of like laughs and Sheila goes, "No, we usually killed them."
Yeah.
Ah, I see.
All right.
Xavier looks over to Isaac. Contraband? Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking. You and I should probably head over there. Who here can fix a paddy wagon? Anyone here?
Xavier shakes his head. I could probably drive the thing if it's anything like a truck, but I don't know anything about fixing them.
Kyle says, I could probably get it up and running. I'm no mechanic, but you know it used to break down a lot. I know a thing or two.
All right. Sheila?
Sheila will nod.
Isaac will take out his sophisticated earplugs and hand them to her.
And
Take
she
these.
looks at them, looks at him.
Put them in your ear. They're very advanced walkie-talkies. We'll be able to keep in touch, okay? Stay here. And
Wait, Isaac. Are you saying you're going to go out there right now
yes.
and leave all of us undefended? I thought we were gonna leave during the day.
Yeah, but we need to get the paddy wagon all fixed up so that when it comes daybreak, we can leave.
Xavier will give a smile to Sheila and maybe trying to invoke a little bit of trust with her. He says, "We've been in pretty sticky situations like this before, and Isaac's right. It would do us no good for us to lose half a day trying to repair the thing and have the vampires catch up with us so easily. It might be a little risk for now. Isaac is tough, and I'm going to be out there, and my armor and my weapons are just fine. Kyle can survey the situation, see how long it'll take to repair, and then we can come back and make a plan. What do you say?"
She kind of gives like a defeated shrug and she says, "I suppose it's better than waiting here to die."
Plus, don't forget, and he'll tap his forehead. I'll be able to sense them.
Xavier will say, "Now, if I were you, I wouldn't go out with such a cracked helmet. Does anyone want to give up a spare?"
I don't think we have any spares.
Lucas's helmet is okay, Xavier says.
It's a sombrero.
You know?
By the way, mine's not fully sealed and things like that.
Xavier,
There is
I'm in
that.
no shape to fight.
I know, and you don't need to. You can stay behind. I guess it'll be my turn to go out there. You're sure the vampires are gone? Xavier says as bravely as he can.
They are not
Which is
within
not that
1,000
brave.
feet.
They're not within 1,000 feet?
Mm-hmm.
Great, and then you'll be able to sense if they get closer. Good.
Yeah.
Then I'm fine going out there, Talavac. You guys stay here with everyone else. Maybe talk with the folks, figure out where the closest town is, a good route to take, the fastest route to take, the whole shebang.
Yeah. Plus, don't forget to sleep.
Yeah.
Sheila nods and she says, "Well, then at least, what do you have anything that can help us set up a good defense against them here? Maybe we can get to work on that while you go hunt down the paddy wagon."
Are the pews still in shape?
Yes, the pews are in shape.
And are they made of wood?
Mostly metal, but there are some wood planks and stuff. Yes.
Okay. Xavier will kick at some of the pews and say, if you take some of the wooden planks out of these and make stakes pointed towards the door, like kind of like spears,
Mm-hmm.
I reckon they wouldn't be able to walk in so easy, would they?
I just take out my vibro sword and start slicing pieces.
There we go. See, that's the spirit.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Xavier say the Ned. He looks over at Lucas carefully, and Talavac. They're resourceful guys. They'll help you set things up while Isaac and I and Kyle head out there.
They nod, and Sheila looks at Talavac and says, how exactly do you plan on setting those up? This floor is made out of a material a vampire can't bore through."
I'm just winging it, and I keep slicing.
She nods. Okay.
Yeah.
I
don't know
trust you
anything
guys.
about these creatures. I'm just doing what I've been what I heard from Isaac.
Yeah. The only other things that I can spare is maybe a few guns, but I don't have much silver other than my 2 revolvers.
Oh yeah, I would like a gun, if that's okay, Isaac.
Well,
Please.
okay. I'll hand over one of my revolvers.
All right, check it out. What and just thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, and you got any I'll just hold up my hand out. Any extra ammo?
I'll give you a box of 100.
Thanks. It's not just for me, you know.
I know.
Okay. All right. I commence chopping.
All right, so Kyle, Isaac, and I are gonna head out there.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So Xavier will just say to Isaac, the second you sense anything in the head of yours, you'll let us know, right?
Yep. I will let
Okay.
you know, and then you will let Sheila know, and then everybody will be able to start
Okay. All right.
scrambling. Yeah.
Xavier, before they leave the church, he'll give a smile to Sheila and he says, I got the earbud in too. Do you want me to give you just periodic updates to let you know what we're doing so you're not worrying so much? He gives a charming smile.
Roll me a charm check.
Yay! No. Too stressed.
She kind
Fail
of
by 10.
sighs in frustration, says, "Yes, that'd be nice, please."
Okay. Xavier knows not to press a grumpy woman. He's a wise, wise man. And so he'll leave.
All right. So, let's do it this way. First of all, Talavac and Lucas, Ned, Rico.
Oh, right.
Good
Start.
I will offer up my duster to anybody if they need it.
I need that.
All right. The only
right.
thing is, it only has 9 MDC armor left on it.
What? I don't. You know what? I'll take it anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry guys. I'm keeping I'm going outside where you guys just were, so I don't. So if I don't look, I'm keeping all my fucking armor and my weapons. Thank you
Yeah,
very
that's
much.
fine.
Yeah.
You see Kyle nodding in agreement.
All right. Oh man, I feel like a spy with
Oh,
my little Walther
right.
Peak.
I'll hand over a few vials to Kyle. They're the vials of holy water.
Kyle's going with you. You mean Sheila? Or Kyle? Or did you
No,
mean
it's Kyle. I meant
Okay.
Kyle, so that
Got
he
it.
will hold on to it just in case shit goes bad.
Got it. Sorry. My bad. All right. He will gratefully accept them.
Okay. So we're headed to the same direction, right? Your little headquarters that has the van and where this contraband might be?
Right. Yeah.
Good. All right. Let's hoof it.
All right. And the 3 depart. And before I do, you guys, I'm going to do the ones staying behind first because they're mine to take. Yeah. All right. So when they head out, Sheila will close the door behind them, and then she'll turn to Lucas and Talavac and say, "All right, what do you have? What kind of defenses can we make?"
Oh, making things. I mean, oh yeah, I'm not really a making kind of person. I'm more of like a doer, you know.
All right. Then let me do it this way. Wood will hurt them. Silver will hurt them. Holy relics they will not touch. Silver chains can hold them. Magic can hurt them. What do you have of that? How we can find some way to keep them, to kill them?
I'm making very large wooden spikes out of these pews.
I would say you're making medium wooden spikes out of those pews.
I didn't have a frame of reference.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. And she'll go, those are good for wooden stakes, but you have to get close to them to use it.
Well, look around you. I mean, I'm doing what I can here. And I just keep chopping.
I go look at her, and he's gonna drop the spot. Like, no, seriously, I don't have anything. The best thing that I had, the only knowledge of vampires I've ever had, was these water balloons are great against them. And I have 3, and I can make a few more, but then I'm out.
All right. All right. What about silver?
I have silver bullets in this, which would be great. But if they even strike at me, or him, or pretty close to anybody here...
She shakes her head. She says, I'm not thinking of bullets. Silver hurts them.
Right.
Maybe we can string them together. Maybe we can form a barrier. Maybe we can do something. I don't know. And then she kind of throws her hands up in frustration again. There's got to be something we can do short of just throwing wood at them.
Wait a minute. I'll reach in my bag. Would these work? I have like a handful of like jewels and necklaces and stuff like that.
Okay, out of character.
Uh-huh.
We've never actually discussed. So this is just jewels and necklaces that Talavac has had on him from the beginning?
Yeah.
Right. Roll me a D100.
Okay. Come on.
Okay. About 50% of that is actually silver.
Okay.
So what you say it's like a handful, 2 handfuls?
Just a good handful in a sack.
Good handful.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Right, so we'll say about 20 trinkets of silver.
Okay. I just hold them over to her. I'm like, will this work?
She kind of shrugs and she says, "It'll certainly help. I mean, can we use that to, I don't know, something to slow them down? Look, we've got bullets. If we can find a way to keep them from getting to us, we can stand at the back of the church and just unload into them."
I'm thinking if I string these together, I could probably make like a garrote wire. Some sort of rope or something. I'm just spitballing the ideas.
She nods. She says, "Silver is a powerful deterrent. Just 1 or 2 lines of those things. I mean, you and I could jump over it or duck under it easily, but vampires aren't like that. They hate silver and
they fucking hate ducking. Oh my god!
Okay.
Don't get me started on leaping. What a bunch of bastards.
All right, look.
She says, "I mean, it's not like a solid wall, but it would certainly make them hesitate."
All right, I go over to her. I take her hand. I put the necklaces in her hand and go, "You do what you think is best."
She puts them back in your hand. "No, you do what you think is best. I have to deal with the children."
Okay, Lucas. Okay, I guess we can string them up somewhere. God damn it! Just go back to chopping wood. I'm out of my element here. I'm out of my league, as far as like opponents go. And I really don't know what to do with them.
That's that then.
Yeah, Sheila's gonna go over and tend to the children who are obviously frightened out of their minds.
Yeah.
All right, Lucas, Talavac, anything you guys want to do, or should we move on to?
There was something else that I wanted to do, but it looks like there's some want to go to the other scene.
No. It's fine. I don't care.
Okay, I'll put the necklaces on the back burner for right now, but right now I want to try to make as many medium wooden stakes as I can. Because that's what I can do right now.
I really wish I had any sort of anything. Anywho, so Lucas really just he gives a like deterred frown face to the things around him and looks up at the ceiling to see I'm assuming there's like rafters and things like that.
Yeah, the entire walls and floors and roof of the building is made out of a very thick metal-like substance, so it actually requires quite a few support beams.
Support beams.
You know, like rafters, if you know what I mean.
Okay, yeah.
Hey.
And he'll glance up for a moment, for a while, and then look back at the kids. And he's actually going to walk over there, and go squat down near them and go, "Hey, how's it going?"
The kids look at you a little scared.
Still scared of those spooky rare dudes.
One of them, a little girl, nods. Mom says you're going to kill them all.
I certainly hope so, but there's a little secret between you and me, kid. These balloons, they really don't like them. They get close to you. Use these. He's gonna hand over 3 balloons to 3 kids. Now, as I said, they get very upset if you use these. Be careful and use it as your last resort. But these will protect you.
They look at them wide-eyed, and then the little girl says, "Will it hurt me?"
No. It might give you a small whelp if he hits you hard, but you can splash it as much as you want on yourself. But the vampires, they hate it.
She nods and like hugs it to her chest, and it starts to like squeeze.
Very good. Make sure you aim at the thing that you want and throw it.
The 3 kids nod their heads vigorously. And Sheila looks at you with an appreciative glance.
Now, I'll have to go back to helping Mr. Scalies, you know. But how about a little story before we go? Hmm?
They nod.
And
The rest
Lucas,
of the children, there's about 8 of them, start to gather around you.
he'll open up his guitar case, slip out a he's actually going to slip out the keytar,
Okay.
and he's going to have a melodic sound with ambient, very slow shifting lights with it.
Okay.
And he's going to go, "I'm going to tell you a tale of a man named Lucas."
Before you get started, I just want to let you know that I found an idea. I want to start laying the necklaces elongated along the window sills and along the front door.
Are we talking about, okay, on the windowsills I get. On the front door, do you mean on the ground in front of it, on top of the door, or?
If I can, I want to lay some in front of the door and then drape some over the frame if possible. Because she said it was kind of like a ward, and I just wanted to make like a barrier as much as I can.
I see what you're saying.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to think how that would work exactly. So you have 20 small trinkets, and only a few of them are like necklaces, so most of them won't drape. Most of them are like earrings or rings or things like that. So you could place them on the windowsills next to the holy symbols, the crucifixes. You could, as far as a door is concerned, you could place them on the ground in front of it or maybe on top of it, but I don't see anything long or big enough to drape across it.
That's fine. That's fine. I just want to make sure that I put a barrier right here and just minimize and just better our chances of not being attacked so fast. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I'm doing that in the meantime and preparing stakes, and so that's all I had. So go for it, Lucas.
Oh, I was just going to say that he's going to, while doing a very like slow doom 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 doom, that kind of thing, he's going to say a time where Lucas has fought mighty beasts of all size, large snakes beckoning down on innocent civilians, and Lucas was there on his trusty steed, Applepalooza.
Their eyes light up at the name of the horse.
Other journeys that he would saying, other mystical beasts and rough, tough guys, and princesses that he had to leave.
Okay. Can you roll me a check on your musician skill?
Would you like sing or keytar?
That one I'm going to leave up to you, whichever you think would be more appropriate.
Okay, I'm going to go with sing. I succeed by
Okay, you succeed by a lot.
6.
The children and even a few of the older women around you are enthralled by the tale, and they seem to completely forget their troubles, at least for a time. And when you're done, one of the little kids goes, "I wish I could meet him someday."
I'm sure he would enjoy meeting you too. And ruffles the young one's hair.
They giggle.
Placing that back in, and be like, well, need to do some work. Got to keep you guys safe.
Okay. Overall, the children seem much more calm than they did before.
All right. That'll be it for me. I'm probably just going to be helping hooking things in place or nailing them down
Okay.
wherever.
I'll let you know, Talavik, you were able to chop basically about 5. What you were able to do is make about 5 homemade steaks, wooden steaks.
Okay.
So they're about that size, and you have 5 of them. There's not a lot of the wood was really old, and when you started chopping it apart, it would kind of rotten and wouldn't work. And some of the wood was also used for prior defenses. But you were able to find enough to make what would equate to 5 steaks.
What are their lengths?
Oh, about a foot long, like a steak, like a regular wooden steak.
Okay, so I just have a bunch more steaks, including the ones I have. All right, well that's a start. The holy symbol, is it movable? What are these up here? Are these statues?
Those are just statues. Yeah, the holy symbols are actually affixed to the windowsill, and they would explain to you that this church was made as a barrier to vampires. The holy symbols are permanent fixtures in the windows to keep vampires from coming in through the windows.
Okay.
Now you could remove them, but you would have it would take some effort.
No, I'm not going to disturb nothing. They're there for a reason. Okay. But yeah, keep the wooden stakes very handy. Maybe keep them like right here.
Okay.
And make sure everything's placed. And I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to at least rest.
Okay.
Yeah, and have the gun in my lap, ready to go.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Then we will move over to Xavier, Isaac, and Kyle.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Kyle, Isaac, you know where you're going, but Kyle would lead Xavier and you over to the jailhouse, which is it's only a few blocks down. I'd say about a good 150 feet away from the church. It's very, very quiet. Isaac, once you start nearing the jailhouse, you start to pick up very faint vibes of vampires, and let me explain. What you're picking up is your skill doesn't allow you to pinpoint, but it does give you general sense of direction. It gives you, is it getting closer or farther, that kind of thing. And of course you can also kind of tell numbers. Like you might not be able to pinpoint is that 1 or 2, but you could certainly pinpoint is that 1 or 50. So what you're getting,
dozen general numbers, right?
Right. What you're getting is that you're starting to sense a few here and there on the outer boundaries of what you can sense. They don't seem to be getting any closer or any further away, but they are there.
That might be where their nest is.
But I mean, for you're sensing it all around.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well then, I'll relay that to Xavier and Kyle.
How fast can the average vampire move at? Xavier asks as they travel.
GM.
Vampires are actually not much faster than a normal human. They're much stronger, but they're not much faster unless, of course, they've changed into, say, a wolf or a bat, and at that time they can move very quickly. You do know, however, that things like the moat do slow them down. It does take them time to cross it. Quite a bit of time, say at least 10 to 15 minutes. But other than that, if they're in human form, not much faster than you or anyone else. If they're in animal form, about the speed of what that animal would be.
Xavier waits patiently.
No, I'll repeat that.
Okay.
I mean,
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Xavier will say, so the second they start moving, you're going to let us know so we can hightail it back, right?
oh yeah, the instant.
All right, let's hurry up, Xavier says nervously.
And you can tell that they are beyond the moat. So
Yeah. I'm gonna. Well, Xavier,
Yeah?
watch Kyle. I'm gonna go inside and try and look for our contraband.
Do you think it could be hidden anywhere else? Do you need an extra second pair of eyes? Xavier asks.
I should be good.
Okay.
You need to protect Kyle though.
That's fine. Well, shouldn't we just let's not waste any time. Shouldn't he and I head around back and so he can start checking out this wagon?
Yeah.
All right, come on, Kyle.
Kyle says, well, I don't understand. What contraband are you looking for?
Don't worry about it. It's the reason why we came here in the first place. We're going to try to kill two birds with one stone. And maybe if we're lucky, we'll get it.
All right, well, be careful, boss.
Of course.
And with that, Kyle will lead you around towards the back of the jail, where you will find what they call the paddy wagon. The paddy wagon is a rather large wagon. It resembles a lot the wagons that say like Sheila Hidden, except this wagon is about 4 times larger. Made out of character. It's made out of mega damage material. And it is attached to 2 robotic horses.
Oh.
Well, all right then.
But you will notice that when you get there, one of the wheels is not on the axle. It is kind of scooted off to the side and has a large crack in the mega damage material.
Well, that's clear. That's clearly a problem, Xavier says. You'd be able to fix that, do you think?
I think so. I fixed it once or twice. I don't know how long it'll hold out, but yeah, I think I can get it going.
Xavier says, wouldn't it be faster maybe to take one of the wheels from one of the other wagons around here?
He nods. He says, well, that'll definitely work. Just, we got to be careful because the other wagons around here are well, they're just, wood. They're not going to stand up for long.
Yeah, Xavier kind of raised a hand. Yeah, don't worry about that. We're not going to fix anything this very second. Right now, this is just a diagnostic, all right? How about the horses there? Are they going to be fine?
He gives him a quick look over, and he says, well, good news and bad news.
Okay.
I can get them up and running just fine.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to make it much faster than, say, 30 miles an hour.
Why? What's the matter with them?
He points to the one on the right. It's leg servos. They're rusted out. I don't have any replacements.
It's a robotic horse, right? Don't you think one of them could just pull it just fine?
Well, this is a very heavy contraption. It would take both of them to pull it at full speed. I could unhook one of them, but you're looking at about the same, maybe a little slower. He said, normally with both of these horses, I could get this baby up to maybe 60, but with only one of them, maybe half that.
Yeah, so 30. Yeah, okay. Xavier says. He scratches his head and he goes, I don't understand how you people can live out here without any sort of vehicle other than this. He points dismissively over at the wagon.
He kind of shakes his head. He's like, oh, don't get the wrong idea. We used to have a lot more vehicles, but those who could flee did.
Oh, so they left you behind along with kids? Who
He
the hell
looks.
were these cowards?
He looks rather bitterly. People I thought I called friends.
Yeah, well, now you just got us. Wait a second, Xavier says. These horses, can they be given a command? Do they need to have a driver in order to guide them, or could you program some sort of direction for them?
He shakes his head and he says, "We never had the money for that kind of tech. They're durable old boys, but they need someone at the helm."
Really? You couldn't just point them in one direction in this giant fucking wasteland and have them just keep moving?
He kind of thinks about it for a second. Goes, "Suppose I could do that. Yeah, but they wouldn't be able to change course or even know when to stop."
Yeah, that's fine, Xavier says. Just coming up with ideas.
Kyle nods. Yeah, it's definitely doable.
Yep. Okay. Well, here, Isaac isn't back yet. Xavier's going to hand over his flashlight. He says, look in detail, see if you can't find any other flaws or something else that's going to give us a hard time.
Kyle nods. And while he does that,
Yes.
Isaac,
Yes.
you enter with a rather nostalgic feeling the jailhouse, and make your way. I assume, I don't want to tell you what to do, but I'm assuming this is okay. You make your way towards the contraband room, which is
straight up.
mostly just a room in the back with a chest, and it was like the contraband chest or the confiscated items chest. You would normally keep contraband, or say if you had to confiscate someone's weapon because they were drunk and had spent the night in the cell, etc.
Yeah.
You would open up the chest. And what you would find is, as Kyle said, it's already been pretty much looted for anything that would have been valuable in a fight. All that you find in there is several different types of normal narcotics, some fake money, and 3 decent-sized bags of elementium.
All right. So I'm going to take that and put it in my backpack. What kinds are they?
They are blue, red, and yellow.
Oh shit. Okay. Blue, red, and yellow. Was there a specific amount that we were supposed to bring to the station?
Actually, I don't believe there was. They said just get your hands on some.
Really? Well, we could use all the blue up then.
Yep.
All right. Then I'll spend a little bit more time browsing through people's desks.
Okay.
And seeing if there's anything useful.
Roll me a D100.
All right. Let's roll. 9.
Wow.
Wow.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good. All right, let me see. Let me think for a second here. What would you find? Okay. In Jackson's desk, believe it or not, you find you obviously give a very thorough search, and would you think it's be fair to say that being who you were, you kind of knew your deputies ins and outs, and so you kind of knew all the places to look, and you find that Kyle missed a false bottom in one of Jackson's drawers, and in that false bottom are 3 vials of holy water.
All right.
So there's that.
So, question: this would have been my old desk then. That I found these in.
No. You're looking at the Jackson's desk when you were still there.
Oh, when he was deputy. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Your
Then-
desk is completely cleaned out because you're a thorough person.
Yeah. I'll head out to Xavier and Kyle.
Okay. All right. So you're able to rendezvous with them. Same
Great.
thing. There's been no change. You do sense them out there. They're not getting closer or further away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Xavier will look to Isaac expectedly. Any luck?
Yeah, actually. A lot of luck.
Xavier's eyes light up. The dust?
Yes.
Holy shit. Well, that's a big goddamn relief. All right. Well, Xavier will look over to Kyle and say, "Did you see anything else? Do you need more time, or should we head back in to the church?"
He shakes his head and says, "No, that's pretty much everything. The lame horse and the wheel."
Okay. Xavier will reach out for his flashlight.
He'll hand it over.
Okay, I'll flick it off. Say, "All right, being out here actually, oddly enough, gives me the willy, so let's head back as soon as possible. Well, we can plan once we're all together again. I got something already in mind, but we'll see."
Yeah, let's confer in person. And we go.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna shoot something over to Isaac.
You said blue,
Because-
yellow, and green, correct?
Yes, I'm gonna shoot. Basically, I'm gonna shoot over to you how Elementium works, because your character would pretty much know this. All right.
And I'm going to shoot something over to Isaac. And in quotes, it's "you have a stroke." Aw,
Well, shit.
sad face.
Oh, of course. All right, I'm gonna shoot over what I have, and then while you guys are doing stuff, I'm gonna have to look up water because I cut water off halfway through without realizing it.
Ha!
Yeah.
That's the most
Water hits
important
getting
one,
cut.
too!
Yeah.
What?
Damn.
So here you go. All right. So you guys make it back
Holy
to the church.
shit.
I will say this: when you get to the church, or when you're about to enter the church, Isaac,
Mhm.
you notice that the feeling you're getting is stronger. Still doesn't seem to be moving towards you, but looks like or feels like there's more.
Oh! So, would it be safe to say that I would be able to... Well, I would think that they are calling in reinforcements of some kind.
It's safe to think whatever you'd like to think.
You can't say, "Yeah, that's what they're doing."
I
You
don't
guessed
know!
it. You win.
I don't actually have this feeling. I mean...
It was worth a try. All I'm telling you is what you're feeling, which is it is stronger than it was before, but it doesn't look like at the moment it's moving towards you.
Okay.
Okay, so we get to the church?
Yep, you get to the church.
Okay. So we're back, safe and sound.
All right, I'll lower the gun now.
Yeah. Xavier
Yeah.
would be like, "Don't worry, I don't want anything to do with your blood."
Uh,
Okay, he gives a bit of a joke. Xavier will breathe a bit of a relief, and he'll say to Talavac, who's right near the entrance, "Is Lucas nearby too? What do we say?"
he's somewhere.
I probably have to roll for this, but GM, would it be okay if Lucas was in the rafters?
The rafters are about 10 feet high. Do you think Lucas could get up there?
He is super nimbly bimbly. If anything, he could actually go off a wall if anything.
Then I don't see any problem with it.
All right.
Can I say that I know? Because I have a perfect joke. If Xavier asks, I just point straight up.
Great.
Yeah.
You're like, "Oh, hey.
Uh,
Hey, Lucas." Well, excellent news, guys. We managed to find some elemental dust, so that's one thing off our conscience. Now we
Oh.
can focus on what arguably might be more important, and is to get these people safe.
yeah.
Xavier will explain to everybody now. He'll say a little bit loud. Oh wait, before he explains a little bit louder, he'll go over to Lucas and say, "Hey Lucas, how much did you find?"
Of what?
Sorry. Hey Isaac, how much did you find? Damn
3
it.
sacks of blue, yellow, and green.
Okay. For now, how about you keep a hold of the blue? Maybe I get the green and Talavac takes the yellow. I hate to think this far ahead, but if some of us don't make it, it'd be awful for us to lose everything based on it being in just one person's pack.
Mhm.
So Talavac will get green, and I'll get yellow. Lello.
I just look at it and go, oh, what am I supposed to do with this?
Just tie that on your person for now.
Okay.
Make sure it don't come loose. We came a long way for this, and we're gonna be we're gonna even be going further, I reckon.
Oh, well, yeah, I can definitely hide that. So, green powder.
With hook legs, he's actually going to, like, upside down. Luke is going to be upside down above Talavac, and he's going to whisper above his head, "I'll tell you what to do later."
Squee.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't actually say what color corresponds to what.
It does, actually, towards the top. I will let you know. So, yellow is air, red is fire, green is earth, and blue is water.
Okay. So we have air, earth, and water. Jeez, this is some crazy stuff, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm comfortable with having my character use any of these.
Well, you're the only character who knows the effects so far, so for the rest of us,
Yeah.
ignorance is
I
bliss.
don't know.
Yep.
If it's magic and drugs, I think Lucas probably knows a bit.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well,
Lucas, well, Piph, if you want, roll me,
If it's lore magic, my character already inherently knows magic stuff because he's magic based.
Right. I'm trying to think how this would work because yes, this is a magic type substance, but this is not a magic type substance native to the 3 galaxies. So, I don't like. I mean, because I'm trying to understand. I don't think that your character just inherently knows about anything that's magical.
no, that would make no sense.
So what we'll do is roll me. We'll say like we will say it's like a lore check for magical knowledge. Do you have any skills like that?
Like lore magic is specifically for people who do not know magic stuff.
Got it. I understand what you're saying, but again.
Okay, how about this? Can I throw in a suggestion?
Sure.
Squee, why don't you just figure, based on what Lucas's character class is and what you would assume his class might know about magic, just give him a straight percentage chance, right?
That's what I'm already doing, yeah. I was going to see if there was a skill and I was going to add a bonus to it. But, okay, just roll me.
The closest thing out of anything would be lore Galaxy and Alien. If there was a tall tale of a legendary sort of thing, maybe.
Now, what I'll say is this. I'm going to treat the fact that you are a magical creature, quotation marks, as having an innate skill of magical knowledge. So I'm just going to treat this like a lore check that your character just knows innately. So roll me a D100 and give yourself basically make below 40.
Low 40.
Below 40, yeah.
All right.
Okay, that's actually a really good roll. So, your character wouldn't have the exact kind of detailed knowledge that Isaac would, but just by looking at the stuff and being around it, you can tell that when you ingest this powder, by whatever form you ingest it, it would cause your character to take on personality traits of whatever element it is involved with, i.e. fire is very passionate, earth is very grounded and patient, water is very mellow and lethargic, and it would also probably give you power or access to spells.
Huh. Interesting.
You would also probably know that there will be side effects. Though you wouldn't know what they are, you could probably guess it. And hell, I'll just say Lucas he's had drugs. He probably knows there's side effects.
Of course there's side effects.
Side effects and
You wouldn't call them drugs without having side effects.
side effects may include having an amazing fucking time. Woo! All right. Anyway, anyway, Xavier will pipe up and he'll say, "So Kyle took a look at the wagon. There is some things we need to consider. The first is that one of the wheels is not in good shape. Either it can be repaired, but we don't know how long it would hold fast for, or we can take another wheel from another wagon, but of course it's of less of a sturdier substance. The other problem the other challenge is that one of the horses, some of its gears around its legs or whatnot, is all rusted and old, and there's no way that can be replaced in time for things. So what we have is a mean of conveyance, but it is slow and it might break down. Xavier will clear his throat and he'll say, in my line of work, that is not a reliable means of conveyance. But I do have one small idea. Okay, we survive the night. Day comes, right? What do the vampires know about us? They know they have us surrounded. And they know, like any bit of prey, we're either going to fight or we're going to run. We are going to run, Xavier says. We cannot fight them, right? So they know there's a good chance that we are going to run. Now, it is fair to assume the vampires will think that we're all going to try and stay together. Try to use, say, a wagon to get out of here. My suggestion is that we trick the bastards. We load up this wagon, give it some weight, put in some decoys, anything that we can think of to put in this wagon. We send it in one direction and we have it just go off there for the entire day, leaving nice big wagon tracks the entire time. Now, if I were a vampire, I'd probably follow that. And we head the exact opposite direction of which that goes, to the closest town. We'll have to hoof it, but if we're clever, we might be able to either take terrain that will mask our signatures, or we can do our best to really lessen the tracks that we make. That's my suggestion. Because frankly, us going 30 miles per hour is a lot faster than going on foot, but we'll lose just as much time if that wheel breaks off.
Yes. And stranded.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing, though. Vampires can smell your blood.
Well, we won't bleed.
That's why they know we're in here.
What if we
Well,
just
an open cut.
leave a small blood sample in the wagon?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Coat it with blood.
I'm more than willing to cut myself a little to get the scent around.
Yeah, I'll sacrifice a pint of my own if that's what's necessary.
It could work. The only thing is, I'm concerned that it might not distract all of them. If it even.
So what is the
them.
alternative?
Yeah.
What is the
I
alternative?
don't know. I'm just saying the downside.
Xavier nods. There are 100 down. Xavier says to Isaac, I get it. There are 100 different downsides, but right now all we can do is just come up with plans and better plans. We can't nitpick what might not work in this and what might not work with that. So that's one plan that's I'm proposing. Do we have others? The other plan, of course, is to take the wagon as soon as we can, have Kyle work on it, or as many of us can, to work on it overnight, and then we use it. As mentioned, 30 miles per hour is faster on foot, but I don't know. He says, wait, just a second. And he's going to do some math calculations in his head, all right? So, for the sake of simplicity, Squee, what time because we've traveled here. We know it's at 6:45 in the morning, sun comes up. What time at night does the sun go down?
Around 8.
Okay. So that is 8, 12, 14, we'll say 14 and a half hours, right? At 14 and a half hours, assuming we can go a constant 30 miles per hour, would we be able to get to the closest town in time in that time frame?
In the wagon, hang on.
30 miles per hour, so yeah, that would be
Give me a sec.
30 times 10, at least 300 miles away. Yeah.
There has to be something in between there.
30 miles an hour for 10 hours. I would say yes. Because, hang on a second. Let's say, times. Yeah. Yes. The closest town, and they'll let you know. The closest town is just over 200 miles away.
Great.
Mhm.
Good, Xavier says. So the other alternative is to put our faith that this wagon will hold up for 10 hours. Those are two options that I can see so far.
Well, we just got to make sure that tire is well placed.
It's, Xavier says, I don't know. If I'm not a mechanic, but looking at it, I would give it a 50-50 chance. What do you think, Kyle? We'll load it up with people. That's the ironic thing, is that without a lot of weight in the wagon by itself, the wheel will probably last a lot longer than with it being all loaded up with us, right? What do you think, Kyle? What percentage chance of it holding out for 10 hours? Repaired or replaced?
Kyle looks around and gives a shrug, and he says, I'm no mechanic. It might, but I wouldn't bet money on it. Not for 10 hours straight.
Okay, same. So then we'd be hoofing it, we'd be walking anyway. Plus, the vampires would find an broken wagon to get to us at. I don't know.
I say we go with your plan.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Great.
I can't see any other better solutions myself.
Then we get to the other town. We get ourselves a wagon or something else, and then we hightail it. That gives us a day, Xavier says. That day gives us a day to get back to the Rift. That'll work within our time frame. Good. Good, good. All right.
Kyle, I was going to say, Kyle looks around and goes, we don't have any wounded. I mean, so we probably wouldn't leave a trail of blood as long as we make sure to clean up.
Of course, yeah. So the only other thing that we would leave then is tracks. Xavier would look hopefully to the local townspeople and especially to Isaac, and he says, "You guys know this area better than I do, right? I'm assuming hard rock doesn't leave nearly as much tracks as sand or dirt, right? Can you think of a route that we can take that will lessen the tracks that will leave?"
Isaac, just so you know, for the territory or the terrain that you're on, there is the road that Jeb took, which is going to the city that you're thinking about. However, it's a flat dirt road, and the other terrain around you is completely flat sand and cactuses with the odd rock formations and mesas and stuff.
So pretty much that's a no.
How well traveled is that road? Xavier asks.
Sorry, I guess I'll step in again. Not
Yeah.
very well traveled. You're in the boondocks, so most people do not travel from town to town except for the odd merchant once in a while.
Okay. Xavier says.
We would just drag a branch behind us. Cover the tracks. I don't know.
Wait, Xavier says. That's not a bad idea. Maybe we can mask our tracks to look like some sort of animal in the area. What kind of animals are around here? Maybe ones with big-ass tails that we can drag stuff behind? Confound things?
DM?
Hang on, DM is thinking. Kyle's gonna say, well, I mean, there's the mechanical horses. All the livestock was driven off a long time ago. We might be
No.
able to find some wild ones grazing somewhere.
That's it? That's all that's around here? Vampires and horses and cattle? Xavier asks.
He,
If you're hoping for those giant ass snakes that we encountered before,
Is it-
no.
Xavier was like, he sighs and he's like, I was kind of breathing, hoping for something like that. Big ass snakes are pretty clear.
No, that
All right.
doesn't occur here on Earth. Sorry.
Hmm.
Then
Oh,
you've
how
never
little
been to
you
the
know.
jungle, Isaac.
No, I've been here.
Yeah. Anyways.
Kyle would also chime in. He'd say, "Well, I mean, there are always chances of monsters and demons, but, well, to his credit, Isaac used to keep the place pretty clear of them."
Yeah.
Okay. Xavier will say.
Plus, we
Wait.
really, really do not want to encounter one of those with how hurt we are.
Well, of course not, but we won't have much of a chance. I'm not saying we find one. I'm saying we pretend to make tracks like one.
Yeah.
Okay. Xavier will say, all right. Okay, so... So we load up the wagon, we put crosses on the wagon, we put some dead animals in it, we coat it with our own blood, we send it on its way, and then we start heading the opposite direction towards the town, the closest town. We'll have to camp for a night, but the second we reach daytime, on the first after the first night, we're in the clear, lest something awful happens. He says.
First light.
At first light, yeah.
And we're gonna have to make serious haste. Serious.
Of course. I mean, it's too bad that we're dealing with monsters. They can't really be tricked. You can't really put people in boxes and tell them they're a bunch of fish or something like that, can you?
Not that I know of.
No. Wouldn't work. Okay. Well, let's say we get preparing then.
What time is it currently now?
I would say it's about 11 p.m.
Oh, God.
It's taken about 2 hours for you guys to get to the jail and back and discuss everything. So about 11 p.m.
Okay. All right. I volunteer to stay. If you need me, I'll come, but
No, it's
I'll
okay.
stay. Yeah.
We'll need your blood eventually, Xavier says, but let's go prepare the wagon.
Yeah.
All right. Kyle says, okay, we'll need a wooden wagon wheel, one in good condition. And then I need probably about, oh gosh, with that thing, to make it fit, a good 4 hours at least.
Good, Xavier says. Make as much noise as you can. We want the vampires to think we're going to be taking this wagon.
Kyle nods. All right. Is there anything you guys want to discuss in character, or do you just want to kind of move ahead? We can do.
I think we can probably move it. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I think we're done talking, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay. Then what we will say is, who's going with Kyle?
I'll go with Kyle. I have the best armor.
Okay. Kyle.
If it's only for 4 hours, then I can sleep the other 4 hours and still get some shut-eye before we head out. That'll be perfect, actually, for me.
All right. You and Kyle, is it fair to say that you and Kyle get a good condition wagon wheel and roll it over?
Definitely.
Okay. He gets to work making no effort to quiet his work. The rest of you are going to cool your heels in the church, or what do you want to do during this time?
Oh, I'm gonna stay behind.
I mean, everything else has been ransacked. We'll stay in the church, or I will stay in the church.
Okay. All right. Then who does anyone want to get any shut eye? Everyone staying up? What's the deal with your characters?
If at all possible, I would like to spend the next 4 hours sleeping.
Okay.
The thing is, because I'm not going to be able to sense vampires while I'm sleeping.
Right.
You guys are going to have to be extra vigilant, but once I get back up, then you guys can go back to sleep.
I need at least a couple of hours, at least a good nap.
Mhm.
Because I won't be able to function. So.
I'm confident we can stagger out sleeping patterns.
Yeah, we can just.
But I think
essentially
Squee's
take a
wondering what
watch.
you want to do for the first 4 hours, I guess.
Right.
Isaac will.
Like, I
sleep.
want to know, is anyone sleeping during this time, basically?
Oh,
Isaac
I
will
would
sleep.
I would like to try. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Lucas.
So you two are sleeping.
Yes.
All right, Lucas is gonna stay awake.
Okay. All right. So,
For those 4
Xavier,
hours.
if you
Mhm.
could roll me a D100.
Gladly.
Oh fuck.
Well, it could be good. It depends on what the D100 roll means, right? It could
And
just
it's
be
not a
basic.
skill check.
Yeah,
It could be
well, It could
amazing
be a
for all
skill
you know,
check.
yeah.
It could be a 1D100 chart. It could be anything. Right now, all I know is that it's a 99.
Get those out of the way.
Well, if it's a vampire sneaks up on you and rips your head off, that getting that out of the way is not good.
Okay, I'm sorry if I was thinking
I'm being
positive.
facetious.
I know, I know.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
Oh,
All right. Let's see. Do you? Gosh, I don't want to tip any hats or anything, but
Don't
do
worry
you
about it.
have any sort of detect ambush or?
Of course I do.
Okay. Roll me a detect ambush and make it easier by 15%.
Oh, good. I have a 75% chance for my detect ambush.
Mhm.
I succeeded.
You're standing next to, or I'm not gonna tell you where your character is, but you're around Kyle
fine.
when you're working on the wagon.
That makes
And
sense, yes.
you keeping an eye on everything, and you hear you've gotten acclimatized to the noises of the night. There's not many, a couple of coyotes
Yep.
crow in the distance, some crickets. The first thing you notice is that things start to get a little bit quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Then you hear a splash.
Xavier will immediately go alert. He'll run over to Kyle, and he'll say, "Get to the church now."
But it's not done yet.
Get to the fucking church now, Xavier says, and I'll physically kick him if I have to, and then I'm running right beside him.
Now, when
And-
you say it, he is properly motivated with the yelling.
And Xavier's going to start screaming into his earpiece, "We got trouble out here, I think. I got a bad feeling. We're running to the church as we speak."
oh yeah.
I'm assuming Isaac was wearing his.
No, he still gave it to what's her face.
Oh, okay. Well,
Hey, hey,
so
Isaac, get up.
All right, Isaac will get up.
There's trouble. There's trouble.
Isaac opens his eyes and instantly can feel everywhere and closing fast.
Great, they're attacking again. Fantastic.
Yep. I don't blame them. They are trying to kill us.
Yep.
Logic is irrefutable there.
Seriously, if I were the vampires, they'd be like, "All right, let's kill these."
Trying to kill me, and then most times I don't. So yeah.
You'll see Lucas loudly laying on the rafters up above, going, fine."
We'll say it's been about 3 hours. So, and just for reference, the wheel has not been attached yet. He basically had fitted it so that it could be attached, but he'd need another hour at least. When this happened, you guys started running back. Isaac and Talavac, you've had about 3 hours of sleep, which would be enough to keep you from having penalties or anything, but I'm going to say that 3 hours of sleep, your characters are probably still going to be tired, but that's more of a for you to handle as you will type of thing. Lucas, it's not you haven't been up long enough to suffer any penalties yet, but if you don't get any sleep, obviously.
I stayed up to be alert for this. I would hate
Right.
to get penalties.
No. I
So-
understand. No, what I'm saying is, yeah. Sorry.
So Squee, you're saying we've been outside. Myself and Kai have been outside for 3 hours, right?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
And there's about 1 hour's worth of repair time left. But right now we're running for our fucking lives.
Yes. Absolutely.
Gotcha.
Tal?
Oh,
Talovac?
Yes.
How strong are you?
That's a matter of perspective. Why would you need?
I would like to know out of character what your physical strength score is.
Oh, okay.
Stronger than
Mine-
some,
It's a
weaker than
matter of,
others.
that's such a politician way of answering. Well, it depends what you mean by strong.
Hold on, you're making me mess up. 17.
17? Really?
Yeah. Mhm.
That's amazing.
Okay.
I would like my revolver back, and I will give you these two instead. And he's going to hold out two really large revolvers with what looks like grenades for rounds.
Well, look at him. All right.
I will out of character let you know, Talovac, you can't use both of them at once. So you can, accept them, do whatever you will. I'm just letting you know that you can't use more than one at a time.
Just one and some ammo would be good for me.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Which also, interesting question, Talovac. Do you have any weapon skills in conventional firearms or pistols?
I do have e-pistol proficiency.
No, it's not going to be the same. You can still use them, of course, but anything you do is going to be a wild shot.
Okay. Well, my eye gives me +1 to target. And,
Yes. That would still work. Yes.
Okay, I still have that going for me. Okay, cool.
Now, see, the cool thing about this revolver is whenever you hit anything, the defender, if it hits, must roll a 20-sided die to maintain their footing. This balance roll must equal or surpass the attacker's roll to strike. And if it's successful, it means they've been kicked by a mule but remain standing. If they fail, they're knocked back 1d4 feet, lose initiative, and lose 1 melee action.
I'd best not fall then, huh? Put the put the revolver.
Well, no, the target that gets hit.
Yeah,
has to
like
do that,
you
not
shoot
your
something
fight.
and they have to roll.
Oh,
Your character's strong enough to hold on.
I
to
thought it was like
Yeah.
Newton's law thing.
Um,
Okay.
No,
but
no,
yeah,
no.
just so your character knows, you can make wild shots. You can get the +1 for the eye. The only thing basically you can't do is you can't make called shots because you have to be able to fire an aim shot to do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So-
That's fine.
Bingo.
All right. I'll just give you my slugs.
Okay. What is it called again?
The BB6 Bandit Big Bore.
And are your slugs silvery?
No,
They are just regular slugs. Got
they
it.
are explosive bullets.
All right. So Talovac,
Yeah.
just so you know, it will not do physical damage to them, but force is force.
Whoa.
It will still knock them
It'll
off their
still
feet.
deal 1d6 mega damage, but that'll be halved. I think, right?
No,
No? Okay.
no. They're immune to fire and explosions.
Okay.
So it will, but they are not immune to kinetic force. So it can still knock them off their feet, causing them to lose initiative, et cetera, et cetera.
All right. So
They're not immune to physics.
Right.
So basically, all I'm looking for is just physical deterrent, basically.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just
Okay.
knocking them on their ass, essentially.
All right.
Actually, and to be as detailed as possible in case it becomes important, if they are for whatever reason either A, staked, or B, damaged enough that they drop, like in the last fight, then at that point, once they fall into that coma, things like fire and bullets can hurt them. But also at that point, I mean, pretty much the only thing left to do is to cut their heads off and burn them, because you can hurt them all you want, it's not going to kill them. If that makes sense.
I got you. They
Yeah.
have to be
All right.
that particular state. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, I will hand you 2 speed loaders, which take 1 action to reload. All 6 shots.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thanks.
Then
All right,
I think we are good.
Also, Vern, does your character have Psyblade? I forget.
Yeah.
I mean, size sword?
Psy sword.
Yeah,
sorry,
I have
Psy
Psy
sword.
Sword. Why,
Okay,
what's up?
just so you know, your Psy Sword actually does normal damage, but it's SDC instead of MDC. But it does do normal, so does normal damage just as SDC.
Oh,
In
sick.
case that is something you are forced to use.
Okay, cool.
letting you know because there are certain psionics that they are not vulnerable to, but your Psi Sword is one that they are.
Okay. I am going to take this time to link myself with the other bandit Big Boar.
Okay.
So I will spend 10 ISP in order to do that.
Okay. Refresh my memory. Linking. What does linking do?
Linking is the thing that allows me to call my weapons to my hands and
Got
allows
it.
me to switch from MD or SDC to MDC and that kind of thing. All the
Okay.
really
and
cool
since
Jedi pistol stuff.
got it. And since your SDC to MDC is a psionic ability, correct?
Yes.
It will do half damage. So basically, if you were to use those, unlike Talavac where it won't do anything but knock them down, if you use your psionics to turn it into MDC damage, it would do SDC instead of MDC and half.
Okay.
All right?
Sounds
But it
good.
can hurt them.
Yeah.
Okay. I would say well, you guys have about 5 seconds before I believe 2 characters are going to be busting through the door.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to go to I can't remember her name. What's her name?
Sheila.
Sheila.
Every Sheila's got a Sheila.
I'm going to go to her and hand her the 3 vials of holy water that I got from the sheriff's department thing.
She'll look at them and go, where the hell did you find those?
In Jackson's desk. False bottom.
That son of a bitch.
Yeah. You know, I kind of left him in charge because he was less afraid of vampires than a few of the other deputies. Plus, I didn't really have much time, but turned out to be an asshole.
She puts her hands on her hips, do you think?
Yeah, I really think so.
She shakes her head. Anyway, I'll put them to good use.
Thank you.
And then with that, she starts calling for everyone who can't fight to get to the back of the church.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take this time also to point out the features of the church so that we're absolutely clear on them. There are 4 windows on each side.
Yep.
The little silver parts. Each window has a crucifix attached to the windowsill. The crucifix takes up about half the window, and the window also has stained glass. So you can't see much more than shapes if you look outside it. I'm sorry. Forgive me. It has glass, but it is transparent glass. Otherwise, there wouldn't be any point to having the crucifixes there. So, it is transparent glass. There are no windows.
What do you mean
or...
transparent glass? You mean you can see through it just fine?
Yes. As opposed to stained glass windows that I just said.
Yeah, the stained glass windows are more opaque.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. But why would be what would be the problem with them being? Well, you want to make sure characters could see outside the windows?
No, if the vampires can't see the crucifix, it won't really stop them that much.
But wouldn't it be the crucifix? Okay, never mind. I'm gonna shut up. Okay. They have to be transparent.
Right.
Okay.
Analyzing.
And there's no windows in the back of the church like here. There's nothing but the solid wall. And there's nothing but the solid wall in the front except for the doors, which the doors can close, but it looks like they've been beat on fairly hard.
Okay. So I'm going to ask one final question here in regards to the church. Now, it's going to sound weird,
Mm-hmm.
but what denomination of a church is this?
The denomination Jesus.
Okay. Is that okay? Then here, let me not tiptoe around it. All right.
Okay, sure.
So Catholic, Lutheran, Anglican, Episcopalian churches typically have a very large cross on the front by the altar. Baptists, Unitarians, and a few other denominations do not. So I want to know if there's a big-ass cross by the altar or not.
Got it.
Like
No,
back here.
there is not. No.
Okay, then
Fucking
this is like a
Baptists,
Baptist.
man.
Yeah. Okay, so I am
Everyone
going
will be
to.
fine if we were Catholic. Everyone would be fine if we were Catholic.
This place would be nothing but crosses if it was Catholic.
I want to do one more action, if I can.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
They're going to be adults and stuff protecting the kids, right?
Okay. This is kind of up to you. So everyone that's in the back of the church at the moment are basically non-combatants. They are children, they are women, they are people who don't know how to fight.
Yes.
They are elderly, etc. The people who can fight are
Here.
this guy right here,
Here.
this guy right here, Sheila, and Kyle.
All right. I kind of want Kyle or one of these other two to protect these people.
And I will say that these other two are not deputies. They're not trained fighters. They're more like young, strong guys who have been pressed into service, if you would like to say.
All right.
So they don't have anywhere near the type of training that Sheila and Kyle have.
Yeah, I really think that Kyle should be back here.
Okay.
Because this is only, it's less than 100 feet. You can still shoot.
Right. Oh god, yeah. I mean, all of your weapons will have.
Yeah.
You'll be able to reach out and touch someone. Definitely.
But I want one of them to be here, and I want to give them my huge ass cross. It's a 5-inch by 3-inch cross.
Sheila says,
solid
"Are you
silver.
kidding me? We're both going to be back there. Give them as much time as possible to kill these things before they reach us."
Good. Well,
So
I'll give it to
they'll,
Kyle then.
Kyle will take the cross.
Yes.
Let me move this redheaded girl so I don't confuse the two. All right, and Sheila and Kyle will take positions back here. The other two kind of look to you and go, whoa, where do you want us?
I know, meow, meow.
And just so you know, all they have are stakes.
Fucking back here. Come on.
They shrug, and it's clear that Kyle and Sheila have the only real weapons left.
Will laser pistols do anything to vampires?
No.
Would I know?
No.
They don't.
Tickle.
Give them a
Would-
sweet light
would
show
stun
as they
guns
beat
do
your
anything?
face.
Would stun guns do anything?
No.
Okay. I've got nothing. Everything else is back
Basically,
on the
yeah.
ship.
I'll make it
Damn
very
it.
simple. Wood, silver, magic at reduced effectiveness, psionics at reduced effectiveness.
You know what
How'd
I
you make
wish?
those stakes?
I wish I was able to bring my thunder guns because each of those do 1d6 times 10 damage to vampires.
Uh-huh.
God damn it.
You don't have them.
So you will
Yeah, I
see
don't.
Sheila will be handing out a vial of holy water to each of these guys. So they'll
Yeah.
have something they can throw at least.
She has about 9.
She has 3, and
She has
then
3
did
and
you give
Kyle
them
has 6.
all of the... Okay. Then they're going to be parceling the holy water amongst these 4. So there's 9, so we'll say each of them have 2 and Kyle has 3.
Yes, that sounds good.
Okay.
Stakes. I start throwing the stakes over them. Like, here.
Don't throw them. Jeez.
They are not catching them.
You'll put your eye out.
Yeah, I'm hurling at them. Yeah, so
Okay.
here, use those. Okay.
All right.
I
So,
get to
what
the
do you guys
church.
plan to do about the door?
I have to get through it first, but I'll wait.
Then
This has been a very
Yeah,
long 5
Kyle's-
seconds, by
It
the
has
way.
been a
Yeah,
very long
Kyle's
5
still not
seconds.
here yet.
I kind of forgot about you and Kyle. Okay.
Oh, well,
can
you
we-
know what? Go fuck yourself.
So
Wow.
Kyle's actually over here.
Yeah.
We'll retroactive some of that stuff. So you guys
Oh,
do the
okay.
church,
Thanks.
and you get through the door, and you see people are already preparing.
Okay, I'm gonna slam the door shut.
Yeah.
Kyle will help you with the other door.
He's gonna say, "Help me pull this pew across it."
There's actually a pew nearby, which is what they've been using in the past. You pull the pew and do what you can to kind of wedge it. You'll notice that there's like 2 little stone. They look almost like door stops, but you find that they're perfectly kind of set so that you can wedge the pew against the door.
Good.
Think like the Big
Good.
Lebowski, but the
Excellent.
door doesn't open the wrong way.
Mhm.
Right.
So, are there any? What is this door made of?
The door is made out of the same type of material the walls are made out of, so mega damage material.
Jeez.
However, it is incredibly battered.
So, like, there are holes in it.
Yeah, there's holes in it. Not big enough
Good.
for a vampire to get through, but certainly hands and
Mhm.
feet and
Good.
whatnot.
Good. Then Xavier will suggest, so once that's in place, Xavier will back up a little bit, draw his pistol, and be like, I don't know about you guys, the second anything comes through those fucking holes, I'm shooting it.
I second that.
And Xavier boldly will be around here, which is not very far, because he has the best armor on. So if any of them do break through and attack the first person there, hi, then I can at least like Televoke won't get his heart ripped open, you know?
Yeah.
So, and a very
actually,
strange amount of bravery.
actually,
Mhm.
Kyle will offer to also stand with Xavier since he has decently intact armor as well.
Good.
But he's
Awesome.
offering. He's like, I mean, use me how you want me, boss, but I can stand there too.
Go with him.
Yep.
So, all right. So we'll say
We're
the 9
first
vials are
line of
divided
defense,
amongst
so
these
to
3.
speak.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
going to stand around here.
Do we still have? Do we have another moment for Xavier to offer a suggestion?
Yes.
Okay,
Isaac,
Piph?
you can tell they're closing in, but you've got about 2 or 3 minutes.
All right.
Great. Then Xavier suggests, you know what? I don't know how far you guys can throw. It'll be all that useful back there, right? I'm sure you guys know these guys can't go through the windows, right? Which means this front door is their only entrance. Those of you with holy water, line up behind me and Kyle, and once you start them seeing bashing it through the door, once it opens up, then you rain the holy water on them. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then
Okay.
you run your ass back to the last line of defense.
Let me see here. So they're gonna
Sheila
get
should
to
stay
about-
there, and both of these guys should go, I think. Because I'm kind of concerned that they could just break through this wall and just take all these children. I just want her there just in case.
Sure, whatever, no problem. If anyone has any spare holy water at all, I would like one.
Each of the 2 guys that are coming up to help you, they each have 3. So,
Oh, great.
They each
Yeah.
have 3? I thought they each had 2.
Yeah. No, you said there were 9 total, so I divided them amongst the 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
Perfect.
So she's got
So-
3, he's got 3, he's got 3.
So great. So I'll have one give me one, and I want the other one to give Kyle one. So I have one, Kyle have one, and then the backup guys have 2 apiece.
Okay.
So Xavier says, yeah, so Xavier will instruct these guys or suggest to these guys, yeah, once the holes get really big and you think you have a really clear shot, throw one vial. Don't throw the other vial until the doors are completely broken if necessary. And then get your ass to the back, grab your stakes, and get ready for, the end game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
In a few minutes here, Xavier will also mention
Oh,
that.
jeez.
What?
Nothing. They each do 3d6 in a 10-foot thing.
Great.
So that's going to be crazy good.
Mhm.
Yeah. Which is great. Gotta love that holy water. Wish that Reverend was alive still, because then he could make a lot
A
more.
lot of things.
Kyle will say next to you, he'll say, this is how we've survived 3 nights.
Yeah. Well, this should be the last one, Xavier says. Listen, these vampires aren't stupid. You killed 5 of them and they ran away, right? They're not. I doubt these things want to get killed. All we have to do is just wound them really bad, let them realize that this is a bad fucking idea. They're just coming at us again. That's all they're doing.
Kyle looks at you and nods a little shakily.
It's been nice working with you fellas.
Xavier will give a grin. He's like, we faced down an entire pirate base by ourselves. A couple of these fucking bloodsuckers are nothing.
I said that then too.
Okay. Xavier's gonna take out his little pistol and aim it towards one of the holes in the wall.
Alrighty then. So Isaac,
Yep.
you feel them getting closer and closer and closer, and then you can feel them. Then you can start to hear them, and everyone can start to hear them, and you hear screeches and howls, and you
Lucas
hear
does
like,
something.
oh, yes.
God, just during those 2 to 3 minutes, a few seconds, I would like to cast a spell.
Of course, absolutely, sir.
He's going to murmur something in the rafters, and he's going to get a water balloon. If anybody looks closely, it is actually black.
Xavier will look up to Lucas and he'll say, "Death from above?"
It's more. You'll see.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So you can hear cries of "Death! Master claims death!" And then you hear them coming around the front, and all of a sudden there's a shudder, and the door shudders as if something heavy were to impact it.
Uh-huh.
And then
Can
another
you see
shudder.
anything through the holes?
You, in the night, you see brief flashes of this or that as the light from the inside of the church kind of shines through the hole. You catch flashes of skin or glinting of this, but
Good.
nothing sticking through yet. Or
That's fine. I'd still like to give him a warning shot.
Sure. Are you going to try and shoot through the hole?
Of course.
All right. We'll make it a called shot. We'll
Yep.
say, I assume you want to aim for one of the bigger holes, so we'll say
Yep.
it's just a -3.
Okay, so let me check and see what my bonus to hit again is. So, oh, it's a +4, so I get a 1d20 + 1. Try to get over a 12. Oh, I miss. That's fine.
Yes.
It's a mega damage wall. So, yep. All right. Give it a shot.
Uh-huh.
Got more where that came from, Xavier says.
I'm
Somehow getting
crazy.
flashbacks of pirates laughing at him missing a certain ship.
Can
It brings up old wounds.
everyone and you start to every once in a while you hear a thud against the door again, and it shudders. Everyone, roll me. All right. I'm trying to think how exactly to do this. Everyone, just roll me a D100.
Okay.
Boom!
Plinko! Opa!
Opa! It's really bad. It's legendarily bad.
Okay, I really have to think for a second here.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Kaboom!
Okay.
They found a nuke!
Piph, do you mind if I take a little bit of creative liberty with this? I'm sure you'll enjoy it, but
Okay. I
You'll
will
enjoy
be.
it.
That should be fine.
okay. What weapon are you using?
I
like
currently have a Tommy gun in one hand and a black water balloon in the other.
Okay. So here's what happens. And Xavier, we'll work with me for a second on this one. So, Xavier, you notice as you're standing there, as there's a thud every once in a while, you notice what seems to be like waves or little wafts of mist start creeping under the door. And it's
Oh.
almost like it's pooling over to the side.
Over to the side where?
Like over... like it's coming in through the bottom of the door and like pooling right here.
I can't see where you're pointing at.
Okay, is it not showing up? Like there?
Probably in the there we go. Well, no, you need maybe you're in the wrong layer, Squee.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, I absolutely was in the wrong layer. So right here.
Yeah. Okay.
Right there.
I don't want to interrupt your description. I just want to make clear that Xavier will try to shoot the mist at the earliest opportunity.
Okay, so I'm not gonna have you roll to hit or anything.
Okay.
You shoot at the mist, and your bullet will just plink off the wall and plink through the mist. However, the sudden shot ringing out startles Lucas, and as the secondary vampire who has traveled in using his mist form to get inside the door, coalesces. Lucas kind of starts at the shot, and his gun kind of hits the wall, and he fires off a shot. And the shot happens to hit right when the vampire is materializing. The bullet, hang on a second, hits the vampire right in the face as he starts to materialize. Doing Lucas, if you could just roll me straight damage for the silver bullet. Okay. Is that doubled?
No.
Okay, so it does 40 points of mega damage straight to his head as the random shot hits him in the face right as he materializes. With a scream and a cry of pain, the vampire crashes into the pew. Hang on. And falls over unmoving and breaks the pew in half.
I will say the Tommy gun does not have a single fire. It can only spread shot.
Okay, then say it fired off a burst of 3.
Okay.
So the pew has been cracked in half. The vampire is down and unmoving.
Should we roll for initiative, or can we keep doing
Yes.
that?
No, we should definitely roll for initiative now.
Yeah.
Should we roll for initiative, or can we like go home now?
Did I defeat the big?
Are we heroes? Are we heroes?
Oh boy.
I know this is probably not going to apply, but I just want to make sure to double check. I do not get any 6th sense bonus for initiative, correct?
Not at the moment, no.
No, okay. Why'd I roll a d6?
I don't know, but Xavier's coming up.
21.
Woo! Oh. I'm coming up. Do. I only get a bonus to initiative if I use it during like a con artist thing or like a palming or whatever, and I don't think I can palm streetwise. I don't think I'm using streetwise or concealment in this case, so I'll just roll a straight d20.
Is there any objection to me doing things a little bit differently? So there's going to be a few vampires. Instead of giving each of them a turn, do you mind if I start kind of grouping them together a bit?
I only mind that. I only mind it just on one case. To keep
Okay.
in mind that typically when it comes to parrying, you can typically parry any attack that you can see, right?
Right.
The only exception is that if someone has, say, paired weapons and they're doing 2 attacks at you at the same time, you can only parry one thing, right?
Okay.
So with monsters with the same initiative order, even though they're quote-unquote attacking at the same time, say 2 people are attacking one person, that person, since there's still 2 technically individual attacks and not just a paired attack from one person, they should be able to parry both attacks. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
So grouping them up shouldn't give them any sort of advantage when it comes to striking people.
I completely understand what you're saying. We want to make sure that it doesn't count as a simultaneous attack
Yes.
where you can't parry both.
Because I
I'm fine
used
with
to
that.
do that in RIFTS earlier on when we played that campaign where it's like 3 guys attacking someone at the same time. I'm like, well, you can only parry one attack, and that was wrong. That was
Yeah.
wrong.
No. I'm absolutely fine with that. That won't be a problem. I just, I mean, it's better than trying to keep track of.
Yes, I completely agree.
Yeah.
It's so much easier. And it balances out just fine, too, really.
Mm-hmm. I normally I do like doing it the way we do it, but there could be, depends on how well this goes. There could be a lot of things.
Well, seeing our luck so far, how we by luck shot one in the head.
Is there, let's
Bursted
see.
in the head.
Let's see. Is there any way to here? I'll get. Burn, you're better at this than I am. Can you move most of these wild and seconds to the bottom just in case we need them at some point, and just keep one up here, and I'll rename it to Vamps or something.
Can't you just drag in? Yeah, there you go.
I'm not sure. See, I'm not. I
Do you see where the numbers are on the left?
Mm-hmm.
If you just
with
the little, when there's a little hand icon, then you can drag them.
Okay. I number well. Okay, cool.
Aha.
So we'll say Vamps. I gotta roll initiative for him. Let's see.
And-
Y'all.
Roll a 1, roll a 1, roll a
This
1,
YouTube
1, 1,
chat is
roll a 1.
annoying. Ugh.
How so?
It when I have it kind of squished whenever somebody makes a message, then it goes, "Oh, there's more comments below." Then I have to keep
Oh,
clicking
yeah.
on it. Ugh.
I see. I don't understand how that's happening with your interface. Mine, it automatically updates it just fine.
Are you popping it out?
Yeah, it's completely
Yeah,
popped
I'm
out.
here.
It's on one side of my screen. It's maybe only about 2 or 3 inches of my monitor.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's fine. Like I have my thing scrolled all the way to the bottom, all the way to the bottom, and every new message just refreshes.
Are you using Chrome?
Yep.
That's probably why. I should probably switch to Chrome for that.
Yeah, there you go.
Google is our overlord. All right. Okay.
Good
So.
to sort?
Yes. Good to sort.
Okay. Column.
Did they roll low? They didn't roll low at all.
No, they did not roll low.
Okay. What's their physical prowess, sir?
Their physical prowess is hang on, I gotta look.
Less than 23, I hope?
I'm gonna make this an average. Yes,
no.
it's less than 23. It's
Is it?
17. It's a 17. Their
All right.
Not their physical strength, their prowess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vampire is incredibly strong, not that much faster than a regular person.
Unless
Right.
they're
Unless they're wolves or bats, indeed.
I wouldn't say regular person. 17's pretty fast.
Regular person.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, because 10 is average, right?
10 is average.
10 is
Yeah, actually,
average.
technically 17 would be exceptional for a human being.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Above exceptional.
here's what's going to happen. So I assume they are going. Yes, they are going first. Oh, no, Isaac's going first. Okay.
No, I'm going
Isaac.
first.
Isaac. Okay. Here's what's going to happen, because there's no point in starting combat until the door actually opens, unless there's something you would like to do at the moment.
No, I'll just
Okay.
sit here until combat starts.
Okay. So give me a second. I gotta. Okay. The doors burst open, because they're no longer blocked by the bench, and wild vampires start to pour through, or start rushing for the door. Isaac
You know what?
will start initiative.
All right, so
There.
all of these are wild, and I can see at least these two, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I am going to make a split shot. I
Okay.
read up on the rules for the WP paired pistols and all that. I sort of screwed it up last time. If you're striking 2 different targets, you have your attack bonus. So, since they're 2 different targets, I'm just going to shoot the main body, so it's a straight D20 plus... Is it rounded up or rounded down? Because it would be 3.5.
Round it up then.
Okay.
Math usually rounds 5 up, so I'll give you math.
20 plus 4. So that's an 11 to the main body
Alright.
on 1.
Yes.
Then 10d5. Oh, let me just do the other attack then to the green.
Mhm.
That'll hit as well. So what will yellow and green do any defensive actions?
Oh wait, the doors burst open now?
Yeah,
Yes.
the door just burst open. Which,
Oh.
by the way, the doors burst open, scattering the silver trinkets on the ground in front of it.
Okay.
No, they're not going to take any defensive actions.
Okay, so then the yellow one will take 25 damage.
Okay.
The green one will take 32 damage
All right.
to the main body.
So then, maths good. All right. Okay. Your bullets go through them.
Sweet.
All right. Is that your turn?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a quick question.
Hmm.
I'm assuming the other survivors are going to act when Sheila acts?
Yes. That's actually a very good question. Yes, that's what will be what happens.
Okay.
All right. So the doors burst open.
Yeah.
These guys rush in. Let's
Yeah.
see here.
Darn, I don't even get an action before that.
I know, me neither. It sucks.
I really wanted to do that.
Sorry, guys. Initiative.
They get to open the door and rush in. Not cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. They opened the door and then we started initiative.
Okay.
No, you know what? I'm going to amend that because it's not fair or fun to set up a trap and then not be able to do anything. And it's not like I'm on the side of these guys. So, you know what? Why don't we do this? How about we'll just move these guys down to here? Hang on.
May I
Why
make
go
a suggestion?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you have like bursting open the door as one action, since it still probably would take some effort to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that works too, actually. Sure, we'll do that. Okay, then, and Isaac will just say that you maybe attack them at the same time. I'm not going to take away your damage.
Through one of the
Yeah.
multiple holes.
Or through one of the holes or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because no, I'm with you guys. I didn't think about that, but it sucks to set up a trap and then not be able to spring it. So
Well,
I'm fine.
What was really odd is that I would have found it interesting. Like, I liked what you did. Like, you did try something different, and I appreciate that with the mist and everything like that.
Mhm.
But then that D100 roll probably could have maybe just been the beginning of initiative or something like that. You know what I mean? So we all have a chance to act or something, seeing something like that. Maybe we wouldn't have seen the mist or I don't know what the deal is. But you tried something. But yeah, it would be nice for us to do act at some point.
Yes. So you act.
During
It
this.
is. So their turn is throwing open the door.
Okay.
So it is. I'm sorry. Talivek's turn.
Okay, I'm taking a defensive position. I have a sword in my left hand, the big board in the right hand. I can't get a clear shot. If I tried to shoot, I'll probably kill somebody. So I'm just gonna aim the gun down the way, to the vampires and stuff like that.
Well, no, you're not. They're not in melee with anyone. You're not really at danger of hitting anyone else, unless
Not
they're
only
in.
that, but what kind of weapon are you using? Just your. Oh wait, it's a mega damage gun, isn't it?
Big bore.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
never mind.
big
Never
one.
mind.
Yeah.
You will hurt us.
Yeah, but until someone closes in melee. See, the idea here is this: since they're not in melee with them, you can just find an angle where you're not going to hit someone.
Yeah.
That won't be a problem. It's once they engage in hand-to-hand combat type of thing, that's when it would become a problem.
Oh, okay. So I can take a shot if I want to.
Yeah. You can.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I'm going to try this bad boy out. All right, and you
So-
said that I have +1 to strike with it, correct? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
D20 plus 1.
Whoever I can see from my vantage
You can
point,
see yellow and green.
yellow and green.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm going to shoot at yellow.
Okay.
Okay, here we go, and oh my
No.
god!
Ooh,
Oh my god!
Yeah, the gun kicks a lot harder than you were expecting, and the bullet flies off over its head.
Damn!
All right, Xavier, it is your turn.
Xavier is going to hurl his flask of holy acid, and he's going to yell at the guys behind him to do the same while he's doing so. So I'm going to aim for the guy, our yellow. That guy's going to have a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I don't have any throwing weapon proficiencies or anything like that, so I think it's just a straight D20, right?
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good news is that holy water, even when it misses, has to land somewhere, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. I'm liking. You normally when you miss with a grenade, you have it roll a random direction, yes? Or
Yep.
go a random direction.
Yeah, go a random direction, go a random distance, however you want to do
So
it.
all right. So here's what we'll do it this way. Roll me a d4, and I'm gonna do it
Okay.
like this: 1, 2, 3, 4.
Makes
And
sense
that's
to me.
what side it way it veers.
So
I declare.
Okay,
Okay,
so
further
it'll
back.
actually land behind them.
how many feet?
Well,
You want me to roll like 2d6
Yeah.
or something?
yeah, roll 2d6 if you would, please.
Okay. Roll low. Oh, come on!
All right, so 12 feet.
So 12 feet, and then it'll.
And then
splash.
here, I'll do 10 feet from that. Oh yeah, you got it.
So the two back ones.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Okay.
no, well, no, it'll hit the purple one too, won't it?
Sweet. Yeah, it
Yeah,
will.
it'll hit
So
the purple one too.
purple, orange, and blue.
Okay.
Sweet.
So 3d6.
How much damage does Holy Warmer? Oh, 3d6.
3d6.
Wait, do they want to take a defensive action and dodge?
Yeah, they
yes.
can do a dodge or leaping dodge.
They are going to do a leaping dodge. Or they're going to attempt to do a leaping dodge.
Really, they just have to get over a 3, so it's not going to be hard. But
So,
they'll eat up one of their attacks.
that's true. So, all right, this is the blue one, yellow or orange one, purple. Yeah. So they
Wow.
dodge out of the way. They dodge out of this way. They burn up their attacks and they're spread out.
Mhm.
So there's that. And then we'll go ahead and you know what? I'm gonna say it's gonna be too hard to keep track of who burned a turn or who didn't. So if the majority of them
that's
act,
why it's
yeah.
shitty to clump them up together. It's
Yeah.
it's tricky. You might almost have to open up a separate document or something, Squee. I don't know.
I might. I'm gonna worry more about it if they get close and actually engage in combat. For now, we're fine.
Mm.
All right. Who's next? It is Lucas.
Oh, good. I throw my water balloon. Let me just give a good measurement here. If I hit here. Yeah, I'm gonna basically hit at this doorway over here.
Okay.
Right.
So
right in-
not anyone in particular, but the doorway itself.
Yep.
Okay, just roll the strength with all your pluses and stuff.
Oh boy.
Oh, nice.
Nicely done. Okay. The
They
water.
can dodge if they'd like, and it's not water.
Oh, okay.
It actually does no damage to them.
They are going to try and dodge. Sure. In fact, yeah, that'll make things even out nicely. So they are going to try and dodge. Yellow and green. One of them makes it, one of them does not. So
Okay.
yellow dives out of the way, green does not.
Blue also. Yeah.
Blue is unconscious.
All right, so he's also doused with this. So generally, the the doorway right now is now, and the floor of the doorway is now covered in a black oil, as best as you can tell.
Okay.
And good old Green will now have to take a few saving. Is now just covered with this, and it looks like he's a little bit unsteady on his feet at the moment.
Got it.
What is it?
It is black oil, but is very slippery oil.
He's used this once before.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's so much better against these guys. By the way, this will last in the area for, let's see, 8 melee rounds.
Oh my god. Hey, it's like the slippery stuff from Ardenfell. All right.
Yeah,
It is
I made a
extremely
pool.
much like that.
Okay. Nicely done, whoever drew that. Well done.
Yay!
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, so that is your turn. Now, Sheila's not going to do. Actually, no. Sheila's going to shoot. She's got guns. She's got
and they're
cool
SD,
guns.
and if it's silver bullets, she can't hurt us when we're in armor.
Right.
Yep.
So she's going to take a shot at the only one she can see that's left is Greenie over there. So she is going to roll to strike. Did I give you? It was a +5 for her.
Yeah. Although since I was no longer an NPC, I did delete her stats.
That's
so-
fine. I'm pretty
sorry.
sure it was a +5 total because I think it was a 4 and then a +1 for something else. I forget exactly what.
Because she's a gunslinger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so she's just aiming for the main body. That's enough to hit. Is he going to dodge? Now Isaac.
Yes.
I mean Lucas. Lucas,
Oh.
sorry. Or Piph, really. If this guy tries to dodge, he's technically moving. Doesn't he incur penalties?
So yeah, he gets a -3 to dodge for 1.
Mm-hmm.
2, if he makes any sudden movements, like dodging, roll a d100.
I'm actually not going to have him dodge this one. I'm going to say it would logically make sense that he's trying to figure out what the hell just happened.
Alright.
So he's not going to dodge it. He's just going to take. Hang on a second. I have what she had written down as far as what the weapon was. It was the Browning, which is 3d6. All right. So he is going to take. Oh, she's shooting him twice, so that's actually 12d6 of damage. 45 damage to the main body.
Oh, God.
Okay. He gets 2 holes through his chest. And he looks even more unstable than he was before. Alright, and the 2 guys are going to just... No, they're smart enough. They're not just mindless drones. They're actually not going to throw their holy water. They were going to do what Xavier told them to, and then everything just disappeared, and now there's only one target, and they're kind of hesitating.
And Xavier doesn't blame them for that.
Yeah. They're just going to hold their turn. Or burn their turn.
Yeah.
So
Well, they can hold it until it gets to them again next round, and then if they don't do anything by then it burns.
right. Okay. So
Yeah.
it is now Isaac's turn again.
I am going to wait until there are more targets.
Okay.
What about Mr. Green?
Mr. Green seems screwed.
You're a mean one,
Mr.
Mr. Green. I'm good. I'm good with waiting.
Okay. Okay. So it is their turn. And hang on. Kitty, no. All right.
Get that cat out of that oil spill.
The several dodge to the side, but there seems to be plenty willing to take their place. So,
Jesus
the
Christ.
ones that dodge to the side,
The cat is just
Coming
nothing
back.
but purple dots.
and everything that crosses the oil has to do a balance check. Yes.
E100.
Not entirely. How fast are they moving?
They're gonna be. Oh, they're wild. They're dumb. They're gonna be charging you.
So yes, they're gonna have to roll a D100 and tell me if any of them get between anything below 40%.
Okay, this one's actually going to limp away. So if he limps away, I don't think he has to roll.
Let me.
Yeah,
double-
check on that for me. But the other ones,
Triple
anything
check
below
this.
40%.
Yes. Tell me if that happens.
So all right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's D100s. Oh my god, rolling 6 D100s.
Yep.
Okay, 1, 2,
Ooh.
3, 4, 5, 6. So 2 are below 40%.
All right. So both of those that rolled under 40% now fall down.
Okay.
And
Go,
they
boom.
lose initiative and lose 1 attack.
Nice. Okay. I am going to have to divide these guys up. So these
Yeah.
guys both have initiative and 1 attack. I'm going to... yeah, I'm going to keep track of this down here. We'll just... We all know that they're going at the same time, but I'll just use this to keep track of them.
Yep. Their effects and stuff like that. Yeah.
Right. Wild yellow 2. Okay. They lose 1 attack, so we'll just erase that. They are down on their butts. Okay. The others are going to rush through it. This guy, and these 2. They'll get to about there. These
Great.
guys, one's going to go to Xavier, one's going to go to Kyle.
So out of curiosity, the guys who are holding their actions, now with all these guys clumping up like that, would it
Yeah.
be feasible for them to, I don't know, throw their goddamn holy oil?
Yes, I think it would be feasible for them to do that. What I'll do is after this turn, after their action resolves, I'll have the guys throw their stuff. All right.
So you said their speed was... Oh, wait. No, you didn't say what their speed was. Never mind.
No, I didn't say what their speed was.
They can move fast.
Yeah, they can move. Well, it's only about 30 feet. At least the ones that are getting to you only moved about 30 feet.
Uh-huh.
Not like that. All right. Xavier, this one's going to just strike at your chest plate.
Okay. Time to look up ye olde parry bonus. Ooh, I have a whole +2.
He's got a 9.
Attempt to parry. Hey!
Oh, wow.
Fear is a. We didn't do horror factor, and I'm not complaining.
No, we've already encountered him.
Yeah, adrenaline.
Well,
maker.
yeah. I'm basically I briefly considered it, but this is enough for me to control as it is. So,
Yeah, fair enough.
all right. And the
GM.exe has filled virtual memory.
purple one is going for Kyle. That's enough to hit. Kyle is going to try and parry. Ha ha! Almost like mirror images. All right. So with that as it is, the two guys are now going to throw their vials of holy water. They are going to try and throw right kind of at the center of the mass. So hang on a second. Yeah, they're gonna try and hit them all. So they're gonna aim for basically right this spot right here. And if they hit, that's where they're going to be throwing it down. They're not trained, but they're not brainless. All right. So that's just a straight d20 for both of them. This is the top one. This is the bottom one. They both hit what they were aiming at, which was the ground. So that means that all of these guys... Well, hang on. Yeah. I'll say that'll hit that guy on the ground. Okay. So 3d6... 60... I'll just do 66.
66.
Ironically, the Count is a vampire, and he's
Yeah,
the
that's
ones who are
funny.
attacking us.
So they're all taking
Wow!
25.
That's a really good roll.
Good.
Wow.
Do it again. These things are eating me. Or trying to, at least.
So DM,
Huh?
I would like to take my turn as well.
Okay. By all means, sir.
Because I did say I was going to wait until there was better targets.
Targets.
Yes, you did.
You got
I-
plenty.
Because these are now in melee, I would not have a good... Actually, no, they're STC. I'm shooting STC
yes.
bullets, so
Correct.
it's fine.
Correct.
Yeah, so if you hit us, no big deal. But you probably still would have to take a call shot to actually hit them, though.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take a called shot at each of them. So I'll just go called shot to the chest, which would be no negatives, but I have to hit a 12.
Exactly.
Correct? Okay.
Precisely.
So
It's like you've done this before.
haha. Let's see. First attack on the purple will hit. Second attack on the blue will crit. Whoa!
God.
I
Boom,
just
boom, boom,
out of
boom.
character, I like just pretend Xavier, or maybe Inferno spirit inside Xavier, clasps his hand together and bat his eyes towards Isaac and says, "Ah, hero!"
Right,
Oh,
hero.
jeez. First dice is on the purple. 35
Right.
damage. Second is on the blue.
And you roll 20d6.
77.
Oh my god!
Holy
Fuck you. Fuck you, stupid vampire.
So he, you can actually describe what happened to him.
Oh, let's see. He just shot him through his heart.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a big
And
huge
you're
chest,
to blame.
hole in the
He
chest.
gives love a bad name.
Yes, he really does give love a bad name. That is going to be my action. I will mark
Okay.
that off.
That's the best action in the world. I love you. You
All right.
made up for my entire lack of combat prowess.
Pretty
Tell
much.
I'll be the shield, you be the shoot.
Talivek, your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna stand in a little amazement, take a better grip on this gun,
Mhm.
and let me go ahead and do this. And I am going to whoever's directly in front of me. I guess it'd be this bastard right there.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna shoot it. And this time, I'm gonna be ready for the recoil. All right, here we go. And
He said, I can't wait for you to roll another one. He's gonna be ready for the recoil. Rose in one. Fuck.
yeah, I was
All
waiting
right.
for that.
So you hit. Now that thing has to, if it decides to take a defensive action, it can take a defensive action. If it still gets hit, then it rolls a d20, and if it gets lower, it's knocked on its ass. Loses initiative.
Which one did you hit again? I'm sorry.
Oh, that
Orange.
guy right there.
Orange guy. He's gonna try and dodge. Hang on. Let's see. Your Are you further? Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! I'm not trying to move you. Wrong thing. It's
It is
further than 50 feet, so he does have his bonus, even though he's at a -10. He's gonna try and
Yeah.
dodge.
He's has an additional -3 because
That's right.
Yep, and if he does
Oh my God.
dodge,
So he has a -13 to his dodge roll. So
But
he
he still
could
has
still
his
dodge.
bonuses. I mean,
Yeah, he still has his bonuses, but he gets a -13.
So technically, he's at a -9. He might still. He's gonna try. No.
nope.
Oh, okay.
All right, so he takes the blow and uses his action, and he will also have to roll a d20.
Right.
This is the
And
best ever.
nope.
2. He is knocked
All
on
right.
his ass. Roll a
On top
d4,
of
Talavac.
What do I roll? I'm sorry.
D4, 1d4.
Okay. Hold on.
Squee, if you would roll a d100.
Sure.
Okay, he is knocked 1 foot back.
Ah,
He loses 1 attack, loses initiative, plus whatever the black oil does.
Which makes him slip as well, which makes him lose initiative in 1 action.
Okay, so am I correct? Orange guy is at the bottom, as he probably should be.
Yeah. Hey-o.
Hang on, I'm sorry. This
Ow.
guy is actually yellow too. All right, this guy I'm gonna make orange, and he's at the bottom. I'm actually gonna give him.
Yeah, make him his own.
Yeah, how do I move this again? I'm trying to move the
So,
numbers. Not
see
working.
where the 20 is to the left, right?
Mhm.
You gotta click it once, and then it'll turn into a little hand.
Oh, there we
drag
go.
it.
There we go. Except I didn't do anything.
Drag it upwards to under Sheila.
There we go.
There
okay.
you go.
All right. There we go. He has lost 2 actions. He's at the bottom of the initiative order, and he's already burned 2 actions. So he's like
he's
that.
out of turns.
Yep. These guys have also burned 2 actions.
Don't you
Alright.
just love that gun, Talavac? I'm so glad I got those.
Oh, hang
I
on a
have
second.
4 of them.
There
I
we
just
go.
look over at you and I'm just like, with the gun, I'm like nodding, like,
Yeah.
yeah. Like,
So, well done. Halifax Xavier, it's your turn.
I would like to do something slightly in character. I hope it's okay by you.
Yes.
Now, we're doing relatively well. The oil's helping quite a bit, but this is actually the first time Xavier has actually ever encountered these things face to face. One charged at him, and luckily his friend bailed him out. But this, I think, to Xavier is a very distressing sight, especially for a guy who's not really in a combat role. He speaks tough, but he doesn't feel tough. So I like to just roll D100, and I want to do a 50-50 chance of Xavier standing his ground or doing what the back of his mind wants him to do, which is back the fuck up.
Okay.
So I think if I get... is that cool by you, DM?
It's absolutely fine by me. I love it.
So if I roll under 50, he'll suck it up. If I roll over 50, he'll, yeah, no. So Xavier, extremely distressed. He's going to back up to about here under Lucas, I guess. And just back up about 10 feet. But he is still going to try to take a shot. He's going to try to take an aim shot at this blue one right here.
Okay.
Okay. And you know what? Might as well try to do a called shot to the head.
Okay.
So I have so what is the negative? I believe the head is a -6.
Correct.
I mean okay, so I have to roll 1d20 -2. Now I think I'm still within 50 feet, so it'll be 5 or higher. Yeah. Okay, so even if I miss, I might get his main body, which is exactly what happens.
Mhm.
So nothing ventured, nothing gained. So silver bullets do double.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna just mark off my 1 shot of ammo here, so I do a whole 46. My little Walther. All right, do 10 damage to him.
All right. So you do hit him. You do 10 damage. It knocks him back a little bit.
Boosh. And that's my turn.
Okay. Lucas, it is your turn.
Oh boy. So, let me just understand this for the most part. What kind of burst are we, or what kind of rules of burst are we using?
For SDC weapons, we are using the burst that goes by the book.
So percentage of the magazine. So if it's half the magazine, you times it one burst thing times one bullet times 5. It's pretty much percentage of the magazine.
Right.
The rules.
And for MDC, we use Inferno's rules because if we use those rules for MDC, it'd be ridiculous.
It'd be so stupid. It'd be like a plasma ejector could take out a suit of power armor in one shot. It'd be so fucking stupid.
But for SDC, it makes perfect sense because if you unload half a magazine of an AK-47 into someone, it's probably going to kill them.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I would hope so.
If you want, give me a second. I'll run over to the actual burst rules.
No, I've been reading them.
Okay,
I'm just
good.
saying, what
They're
is
so awesome. They're so sexy.
Yes, but we follow those for SDC weapons.
Unload half a magazine of an AK-47. That's the best explanation ever. It will kill. It will kill most people. Maybe not juicers. Maybe not crazies. Maybe. But most average person, they can't survive a burst of an AK.
It managed to miss every vital organ.
So lucky.
Man.
My back looks like Swiss cheese, but I'm okay. All right, Piph. So in light of that, what would you like to do?
So if I spray an area and it says hit bystanders, what kind of area would that make?
It doesn't have rules for the specific area.
No.
Okay,
No feats
then-
or anything.
Then here's
That's
what I.
just GM's discretion.
Yeah. I would say that. Hang on. Let me actually pull up the rules too. Let's see.
Yeah, I say go ahead because it's very rare that in a lot of Rifts games that people typically use the SDC rules because everyone loves MDC combat.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm fine with you taking a moment, like I get to decide how you spend your fucking time. But I'm just saying, as a player, I'm cool if you take a few minutes and refresh on it because it's necessary.
Okay. Let's see.
Backseat DMing.
What?
I'm sorry.
I know. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm messing with
it's
you,
fair enough.
son.
All right. So let's see. Spray. Shooting a burst at several targets at once is possible, but it's the same as shooting wild. You must fire a long burst for an entire magazine in order to spray. See shooting wild. Okay.
Yeah.
So here's what we're going to do. Spray area with the bullets can be dangerous. It's considered shooting wild. The object of the spray is to hit several targets simultaneously. First, roll to determine if you strike the target area. 1d20, 5 or higher strikes as usual, okay. Then roll 1d4 to determine how many individual targets are struck within the target area, okay. However, each target gets to roll a dodge to avoid...
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Damage is normal damage for 1 round. Hitting an innocent bystander is even more likely, 50% chance. Okay, so here's what we're going to do for this obviously special condition. Now, your gun doesn't have a single round.
No, it's basically there's the damage, and that's a damage round.
Yeah, that's how.
Oh, got it.
5d6 that I rolled is actually supposed to be ×2 to that target I hit before. I just didn't read up on that.
Right. Got it. Okay. So it's not saying per round of bullet, it's saying per action. Damage per one
pretty
action.
much.
Got it. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Who cares if you hit bystanders?
I was about to say the bystanders are fucking vampires.
Yeah.
No. Even if we were to count Kyle as a bystander, who cares? He's gonna pulling off his armor. So here's what: just roll to hit, and then roll a d4 to see how many you hit.
Yeah, the bystander rule is only there for like idiots who shoot into a crowd or something like that, or like in that Rifts campaign where those guys are doing a drive-by, and sure enough, there were bystanders kicking around.
Right.
Yeah, that was a tense
Okay,
moment there.
and what we'll do is it will be whoever you hit, it will count as excuse me, a short burst. Not like so, it's not going to count like a long burst because a long burst is assuming you're spraying everything into that one target, right? So it's going to count as a short burst, which is ×2, which will actually be ×4, because good lord, silver.
Yeah, I have to see how many people I
understand. Actually, yeah, you know what? That's well, no, that's
Mm.
not. That's not fair. It'll still be so 3 people are going to get 4 times whatever the normal damage for your gun is.
So I'm just going to okay. I didn't really say who to who.
Mhm.
So it's basically this area. Let me actually ping this area. You get to
Right.
choose who I hit. Should I just roll to see who doesn't get hit?
Yeah, roll me a 1d4,
Okay.
please, and I've got it in my head. So
Yellow.
yellow's 1, yellow's 2, orange 3, blue 4. All right,
So-
so orange doesn't get hit.
Okay. Blue and I guess the 2 on the floor can take actions.
Yeah,
What?
no,
Right.
no,
You're not gonna waste an action trying to dodge.
no.
Sure, maybe they want to. Might hurt them a lot.
Tasty dodge.
First,
They're gonna
the
get
2 of them
20d6
are on
at
their
them.
butt. The two
Oh,
of them
yeah.
are on their butt. What are they gonna do? Try and slide out of the way?
Good point.
Each one takes 88 damage.
Oh, sexy.
God.
Oh, sexy. Oh, Lucas, I could fucking kiss you. Where that gun?
All you hear from the rafters, say hello to my little compañero.
Appropriate.
Very.
Uh-huh.
The freaking shower of bullets come down from these rafters.
That was good. That was really good.
Xavier isn't afraid anymore.
Lucas is a
Okay.
dangerous individual.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
That was Lucas's
So
turn.
it's Sheila's turn.
And the guys.
And the guys, yes. Oh my God, the guys were going to act, but Sheila is going to. Oh, and Kyle gets to act, of course. I don't know why I wasn't thinking about Kyle. Kyle will actually go first. He's going to try and shoot the wild vampire in front of him. Actually, what he's going to do is take a step back.
There we go. And then shoot. Now he can't parry his stupid blast.
Exactly. Because he's got the smarts.
Brian.
Blam.
He's going to go for main body. That would be a hit. The vampire is going to try and dodge because he's
Have any
hurt.
of the penalties. Whatever.
He doesn't have any of the penalties except the -10.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
with no bonuses.
Right.
So he needs to get a 19 or 20.
He doesn't have any pluses either.
That's a no.
Whatever.
Which
That's a
before I
safe bet,
forget,
that's a no.
so that's that. Let's see here. I do believe the carbine does 5d6, so that's 10d6 damage to the main body.
This is gonna hurt.
Yeah, a little bit. Let's get rid of the -10.
Stupid vampire.
So 31 damage to this guy. He is blown back a few feet. He falls to one knee. He looks like he's in dire straits, but he is not down.
He will be soon, I'm sure.
All right. And then
Say it, my little friend. Oh, that was awesome.
Sheila is gonna do a shoot at 2 different targets. All right, Isaac, you just did this too. You just looked up on this. You said that you get your bonuses for it, but you roll individually for each target. Yes.
If you're shooting 2 different targets,
Yes.
you get half of your bonuses.
Half your bonus. Okay.
Yes, but you shoot 2 different targets at 2 different attacks
Got it.
using
Okay,
one
so
action.
first one is going for
Purple?
the purple one.
Purple.
Purple, main body.
Mhm.
That's gonna be a hit.
All right.
And second one is going for orange.
Yes.
That is
Who has
awesome.
no more actions?
Yeah, and purple's going to. He's gonna burn his last action to try and dodge, because I mean, what else? What else does he got to live for other than the undead? Nope.
Other than living. Okay, so do your
Unliving.
damage.
So that is gonna be 66.
She's only got a 3d6 pistol?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
But normally she's firing both of them into one target, so.
Yeah.
So that's 66 to him. Okay, yeah, that's That's fun.
Okay.
And the other one's going to be the exact same thing. 25 to him. Okay, he takes some damage, but he's still kicking. Kind of, in the oil.
Because vampires can kick.
Yeah.
These two guys are actually going to hold their actions because there's not enough targets, and they've got only one vial left, which is fairly precious at the moment.
Yep.
All right. So that is that turn. Let's see now. Oh yeah, oranges can't do anything.
Orange is the new black.
So Isaac, it is your turn now.
Is it only the orange one left?
No. There's only the orange one that you can see.
Yeah, the only one that I can see is this.
Yes.
I'll hold my actions to see if there's going to be any more showing up.
Okay. All right. Well, speaking of, hang on.
I figured.
Xavier ain't. Xavier. Well, Xavier isn't a fool either, but Isaac ain't no fool.
Nah, son.
You
Whoops.
saved my bacon. That vampire is gonna eat my face.
Yup.
Right.
I had the armor, but we need. Oh Jesus Christ! Guys, take a hint. There's a bunch of you dead.
You pissed them off.
Well, okay, fine. We'll just murder all of them, I guess. Hey, there's a thing. If we kill all the vampires, then we don't
We
have
can
to
just
worry
walk.
about running from the vampires.
Yeah, I did say that was an option.
Okay. The wild ones are going to rush, not the secondary one. Get off. The wild ones are going to rush and have to make that penalty check. Here, let me go ahead and I'm going to just move these guys to the GM layer for now, just so they're not clogging up the works.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's 4 rolls. 5 rolls. No, yeah, 4 because the orange is already on his butt.
3, 4.
All right. Oh boy.
Roll low.
Please roll low.
1, 2.
Too low,
Half,
but
that's,
1 is
that's
100.
better percentage than 40. That's a 50% chance
So
of that.
that is
They fall, losing initiative and
Your map.
1 attack.
Yay.
Alright. and purple. All right. The secondary guys are actually kind of backing up.
Because they're seeing
as
the
they
shooting
see,
gallery
as they
we
see
have?
these guys, and these guys actually make it, but they don't make it to anyone. They can't, not in one action. They're fast, but they're not that fast.
Wait, that one has
this
a
guy-
snail. What about this one?
Huh? Oh, I'm
That
sorry.
one has
Yeah,
a
that's the
snail.
one I meant. Sorry.
Yeah.
That one has a snail. This one makes it to like.
Here?
Yeah, we'll say he gets.
Okay.
So they don't have they can't really attack anyone. Everyone else fell down. That's their turn. Jesus.
All right, since there are more things, I think that these guys might want to throw their stuff, and I will shoot. I will resolve my shooting first. My first attack will be at the red one.
Okay.
Let's go up to D20, or D20 plus 4. Haha! 10! That hits.
All right. He has a hit. Are you? Whoops, that's the wrong one. Are you? You're 50 feet away. He's gonna try and dodge it at the
Yeah.
minus
10 with no penalties?
10 with no well, he's got his bonuses, but yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, he does?
He's not in the stuff, right? They got
Right,
Oh,
no, he's
it's
not, yeah.
50 feet. Okay. Whoops.
So he has a minus 6 to get over a 10. That's not undoable, but he doesn't do it.
And then the next attack at the yellow one down there. Haha! 11.
Okay. That is. He's also going to try and dodge. Nope.
Nope.
Wow.
All right,
Wow.
full damage for both. So
He uses
the
up that attack too.
red one will be 35, and the
Okay.
yellow one will be 28. So 35, 28.
Okay. Nice.
Let me mark down 2 more bullets used.
And that one will be. Okay. Wait. Okay, and then since the other two guys were holding their actions, they're also going to throw their holy water because there's lots
Yay.
of targets now.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
No, we're doing so well. We should join Reed's Rangers.
Yep.
You guys are doing amazingly well.
No. They should join us.
No, yeah, I guess.
Okay, they both
Either
hit.
way. Well,
Um,
it's handy. These guys are coming through a funnel, and we're ready for them, right?
these guys don't have any turns left either because they tried to dodge.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they
Well,
don't even get to try and
holy
dodge.
water is going in your
Holy
face.
water on all of them.
So 66 on everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get holy water in your face. Oh, that's a shitty roll, guys. Boo. Boo you.
But all right.
It was a weak batch.
Might be enough to get the red guy, maybe.
All right. Give me
It was a
1
weak
second.
batch. A weak batch of holy water. You know, the priest, the reverend, I guess. The reverend was hungover that day. He wasn't really
He
concentrating.
just had bless the
fucking
Father.
Hail Mary and all fucking.
His big toe, I guess.
I got this one.
He's like
down.
slouching upside down on
Sweet.
his chair. I don't know.
Boom.
All right.
Not this one.
Okay.
I'm surprised.
No, not that one. Not yet. He's not doing well though. In fact, someone roll me a D100, please.
I'll do it. Ha ha! 41.
Yay.
He slides.
All right. We can. Well, no. Yeah, we'll just keep going, and I will let you guys know what happens next. When
Okay.
it's their turn again.
So all these interrupts happen just before Talavac's turn, so I think he's
Correct.
next.
Yeah. Because that roll will count for something, but I believe a lot of you have a lot of actions left.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next is Talavac. Your turn.
Okay, I am gonna shoot at this guy right now.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Let's see.
D20 plus 1.
Yeah, and a kabow. Yes.
Boom!
All right. He can't dodge. He's got no turns left.
All right, roll your D20, sir.
Yeah.
That would be Squee.
Yeah.
Where's my?
Make it under a 17.
Okay. Why is it? Okay. Fine. I'll just do it this way. Sorry. I thought I already had that saved, but all my D20s have something to it. So, tie goes to
defender. Yep.
So,
So-
nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
That vampire,
He manages to maintain his feet. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, well.
that vampire feels like he's been kicked in the chest by a mule.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Okay. My go?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
All right, the one... Yep.
he also loses initiative if he has it.
Oh.
Yeah. So he does lose initiative. Whoops.
That's all right. Okay. Cool.
So
Right.
it's
Your turn.
the red guy who seems to be in a lot of pain, right?
Yes.
Well,
wait.
let's-
Yeah, he is, and the orange guy, both of them.
And the orange guy?
And this guy looks like he's in a lot of pain. That guy right there.
Yeah, well, fuck him. He's in the oil. But both the red and orange look equally amount of in the pain phase, right?
Yeah, we'll say that.
Okay.
Hang on, I'm looking at everyone. This guy too.
Okay, well, let's go with the one who's straight across from Xavier. Then,
So everyone.
So Xavier, yeah, everyone's in a lot of pain. That's great. So Xavier's actually going to take a bold step forward now, at least to line up next to this guy. He's going to lower his Walther PPK, and if he looks like he's in a lot of pain, do I want to do the head? Yeah, we'll still do the head. Why not? And so that'll be a -2. Main body. 46. Ooh!
Ooh!
21.
Wow.
Wow.
Yahtzee.
Right in his
Which
One again?
vampire
Which one?
heart.
Sorry.
Pardon me?
Which one again?
This one.
Yellow. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Well.
I softened him up for you.
Boom. Boom.
Not bad. I'm James Bond against vampires. That would be a good movie.
Oh, that'd be a great direction. I like it.
I don't think a lot of
Okay.
James Bond fans would like it, but I would.
I know I would. Yeah.
Lucas, it is your turn.
Oh boy. Um. Hmm. Well, let's fire at the person that was just fired at. A simple burst. A short burst, I guess. And that would be that was the red one, right?
The one that was just fired at was the orange one.
Orange one.
But the orange one's out, so the
Oh.
red one and the other orange one are still.
Okay. Let's go with Mr. Red over there.
You're a mean one. Mr. Red.
All right, he's got no actions left. That is a hit.
All right. Should I roll the?
Oh wait. Are you firing your Tommy gun?
Yeah.
Okay. You need to reload.
Does he? Because he used a shot of 2, so he used 20% of the magazine, then 50%.
No. He used the whole. To do a spray, you have to use the whole clip.
It's 50 or whole. I'm.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
according
sure.
to when it said spray, it says in order to do spray. Hang on, I'll read it again because I could be wrong. But spray, shooting a burst to several targets. You must fire a long burst. Okay, so that's not the
That's
entire
50.
magazine. My
Yeah.
mistake.
Long burst
You are
isn't-
correct. You can
Yeah.
keep going.
This is a short burst.
Got it.
Yeah, 'cause if I believe correctly, Lucas still has 70% of his magazine left. Now it's going to be 20%, but yeah.
Should I just do the straight up times for silver and all that other business?
Sure.
Have to modify this damage at all?
Though he probably wishes you did.
No, well, fuck him. He doesn't get what he wants. He's trying to kill us. He doesn't get any sort of priority.
No quarter given.
No quarter given. All right.
Oh, yeah.
So he's down. It is Sheila's turn. Sure, Sheila will take shots at the only one that's left. That's gonna be a hit. Okay. That is going to be.
There's a purple guy in the back there.
Well, he's in a big tumble of.
There's
Stuff.
Skittles.
Oil.
He's in a tumble of Skittles.
There's Skittles.
Yeah. Boom. Okay. So she does her turn. Lucas, you have one action. Isaac, you have an action.
Use that last
Oh, you used the action. Okay, Isaac and Talavac, you will both have 2 actions left?
Oh.
No, you
Yeah.
both have 1 action left. don't you?
No, I still have 2 actions, sir.
Oh, okay.
I've
As
only
do
shot
I.
3
Yeah,
times.
the reason why I didn't have any actions left, the spray actually takes 2 actions.
Oh, okay. Sorry, that's why I was confused. All right. You both have 2 actions left. There's 1 person you can see.
All right. I think I'm going to move up. Would it be possible to kind of vault a couple of these pews to get there?
What's your physical prowess?
My physical prowess is 23.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to say that's possible.
All right.
If it was like a 6, maybe.
No!
Would I still be able to shoot? Or
Yeah,
would that
dude.
take my
yeah,
turn?
yeah.
Okay.
With a prowess of 23, you probably wouldn't even notice those were there. They're only they're less than waist high, so.
Oh. Well, that's
Wondering
even...
if there is any pews there.
Yeah, anyways. I'm going to fire 2 shots at him. So that will be with full bonuses, which will be +7.
Okay.
1d20 plus 7 because my physical prowess is so high. 14. Does he have any defensive actions?
No.
Okay. Then let's just get this over with 20d6. 71 damage.
Ow!
Let's get this over with.
So. Yeah.
X? Okay.
At this point, I'm sorry. Say what you're gonna say. Sorry.
After that, I'll just wait until there's more targets.
Okay. At this point, we're gonna go ahead and put a pause on initiative because as the last shots ring out, a silence falls as you don't hear much sound.
Just hear the tings of Lucas's shells hit the floor.
Can Xavier break the silence? Is that okay?
Absolutely, sure.
Xavier's gonna yell out, "How about we make a new deal? You leave us the fuck alone and we won't kill any more of you."
There's a pause, and then you hear very little high-pitched laughter. You think you've won, but your church can't save you forever.
Yeah, we know.
We are immortal.
Mm-hmm. And as soon as you take your little dirt nap, you little shit, we're hightailing it out of here and you'll never find us.
Oh, I'll find you. I'll hunt you to the ends of the universe if I have to.
Universe. Interesting.
Yeah.
Big talk for someone who doesn't want to show her face, Xavier says. Come out here. We got a surprise for you. Why hunt us down? Come out where we can see you. Right in the corpses of your little minions.
You hear the little voice shout back something in a language, Xavier, you've never heard, which is unusual for your character.
Yeah, actually, I know all these trade languages. Yeah. What the fuck?
But you're pretty sure, all of you, from the inflection, it's probably not nice things.
Probably not.
Squee.
Probably not nice things. Mm-hmm.
I have a pocket translator from Earth. Would that be going off? Okay, so what is it saying?
So you know that it's not nice things.
I see.
Not nice things confirmed.
Well, a jalapeno chinero to you too.
Hey, Lucas.
You tell him, Lucas.
There's another moment of silence, and then you hear the sound, a very distant sound, of engines.
Engines?
Mm-hmm.
For a second, I thought you said engines, and I'm like, that's racist.
No.
That's racist.
Engines. Everyone, roll me a D100.
All right.
Engines? Oh my God! Vampires have motorcycles.
Oh jeez.
Oh, I got a 19.
Yeah, Xavier and Lucas, they do sound like the sound of motorcycle engines.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh no. Wait, maybe we can get some of their motorcycles, guys.
Punch a vampire in the face with...
I'm laughing, but I'm kind of not joking.
Yeah.
You'll identify me like, what? They have motorcycles? You'll say that.
What? They have motorcycles? What?
They have motorcycles?
And we're out of combat at the moment, so you guys you can take a more narrative stance with this.
Okay. Guys, I wouldn't mind for Xavier to kind of get on this side of the oil and take a peek out through the door and see if he can't see anything. He says, "Wait, we might be able to take them."
Isaac, you can sense that the vampires are moving away.
All right, so they're leaving, guys.
So, are the sounds of engines also dissipating?
No.
What? What? I poke my head. Can I see out anything in the dark there?
You can see 5 points of light traveling towards the moat. They look like they're a good ways off. So, like maybe a minute or two out.
Oh, but it's a distant sound of motorcycles?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, someone else is coming. Never mind, vampires don't have motorcycles, Xavier says. That's stupid. he says knowing nothing about vampires, but pretending he does now.
Shit.
Well, how would you know?
Wait, do you know these guys?
No, how would you know they would motorcycles?
I don't know. I don't know. Tell him, hey, Jesus. There's a bunch of these guys, and Xavier's going to take another shot at the vampire down below, and he's like, bam. I don't know about these guys. I don't want them to come up. This was scary. He doesn't say that. He cuts himself off before he says the word scary. He still totally wants to sleep with Sheila, so he's got to be brave.
Puts in a fresh one.
Yeah, while we're talking around, I'm going to be reloading my pistols. And I'm going to say, well, DM,
Mm-hmm.
how far away are the vampires? Are they still in the city limits, or are they leaving the moat and all that stuff?
They are actually, you can feel they are moving off. The majority of them are moving off the opposite direction of the motorcycle sounds. You can't tell exact distances, but their movement is kind of slow, which could indicate they're crossing the moat. However, they are crossing it.
Okay.
But
So
they are
the
certainly
directions, the direction that the motorcycles are coming from, is there a bridge on that side?
Yes.
Okay. Shit. We're going. I think we might need to send out a few of us and lower that bridge for these guys.
Wait, who are these guys?
I don't
Savior
know.
asks.
If they're human, it would be great.
Well, let's not lower the bridge until we know who they are, he says. They
Then
could
at
be
least-
vampires on motorcycles.
DM, have I ever heard of this?
Huh?
Have I ever heard of vampires using motorcycles before?
You do know that vampires can use anything. They can use weapons, they can use motorcycles. In fact, some vampires keep memories of their former lives, and some former lives were motorcyclists. You do know that vampires prefer not to, but it's not unheard of.
All right, then let's just stay here for a bit.
Uh-huh.
Maybe.
Xavier looks over at the corpses. What do we do with these things?
Oh,
We need to,
yeah.
we need to burn
outside?
them. We need to burn them.
Their wounds are starting to
Divided
heal.
into for each
Oh,
mother.
shit!
Yeah, we need to cut their heads off
We
and
need
burn
to do
them.
something with them.
Yeah, you
Huh.
can see their wounds are starting to close.
So I like Xavier, because Xavier's never come across this before, because it was Sheila outside. He's going to turn to the guy that he's shot. He's going to see the wounds start to close. He's going to freak out and unload the rest of his gun in it. I'm marking down the bullets, by the way. Well, Jesus, let's do that then, he says, as he reloads his pistol.
I guess
You hear,
we'll-
you hear it from where Sheila is.
A test.
Whatever.
a disc.
That's
Yep.
fine.
Mr. Manly Man.
I never
All
said
right.
I was manly.
As motorcycles get closer, are you guys taking care of bodies?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna.
100% yes.
I would think we could either relight that bonfire or it would still be roaring or something, because that was only like 2 hours.
That
3
was
hours? No,
3
about
hours.
5
Yeah,
hours.
you can
3
relight.
hours.
An interesting thing, these ones, okay, I kind of read up on the rules, and I don't know why I didn't catch this the first time. These ones in particular, you won't have to decapitate before roasting. The whole point of decapitating them was because the fire would burn the wooden stake before it would burn the body. And once the wooden stake's gone, they can start moving. These guys aren't down because of wooden stakes. They're down
Correct.
because of massive trauma.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So you can just
Oh,
burn
so-
them because they're not going to heal before the fire kills them.
Yeah.
Oh God, I wish Tom was here. Boom, 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 boom.
Me too.
You guys
wish-
need fire.
You know who I wish? Pamel was here with her hydrokinesis.
Right? I wish Pamel was in space. But anyways,
You guys just slaughtered a bunch of vampires. I think you're doing okay.
Yeah.
Guys need fire.
Yes.
Yes.
Xavier says.
If you
"They're
can
not
do it,
here,
yes."
But we need fire.
I have a lighter, but that's it.
Because you're gonna go and like roll off his perch and like tumble back down to the floor. You know what? I'm gonna do a backflip to see how graceful that was.
Backflip.
See if he botches this royally.
Number
Oh,
Oh,
one.
come on.
No, he's
Oh,
perfectly
okay.
fine.
Wait a minute. Ah!
He walks it off like it was nothing. To him, it was nothing. And he's like, all right, just get him outside in a pile. I'll get my side ready. And he's going to start murmuring something. In very little time, he's going to get another balloon. This one's red.
Yep.
Are the people going to... Did everyone leave?
No.
No,
Yes.
No, I think we're just
this
waiting
is red.
for the next,
Okay.
Alright, so
waiting for
I'm
the
going
next
to
thing to
assume you
happen.
guys coupled up the body and put it outside.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
So, when that happens, he's just going to lightly, like, hurl it into the pile, and in a roarous blaze immediately bursts into ridiculous fire.
Ah!
Wait, what is? Well, you're a ludicrous mage, so what exactly is ridiculous fire?
Yeah.
Think of a 7x7 foot of instant napalm.
Oh,
Mega damage
that kind of
napalm.
ridiculous. Oh, okay. Like the scary ridiculous, not
That's
like
like a
screamers
wrestler's
come out of
entrance.
it.
No.
It's not like in the shape of a giant butt ridiculous. Okay.
But that's a good idea.
Yeah, but
That
but
would be
he is
ridiculous
a ludicrous
fire.
mage, so we can't take anything for granted.
See? Exactly.
So if it was damage, it's 5d6 mega damage worth of fire in napalm-like fashion.
Got it. They burn to a crisp. Alright. So, as the bodies are burning, I need to know. So you guys are outside.
Mm-hmm.
I guess like right
On
outside the front
bodies.
door.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So, if you guys would go ahead and move your characters out there.
So you can throw us through a rift. I know where this happens.
As the bodies are burning, you see the motorcycles come up to the moat, and instead of slowing down, they actually speed up and almost in unison clear the moat.
Oh,
What?
boy.
And
What?
What?
He's gonna take out his laser pistol now.
What?
but the moat's only about 10 feet wide, so the motorcycles speed up and vroom. As they get very close, they roll up to you at about 50 feet away, and they stop and they skid to the side, and you can see that the motorcycles look almost uniform. They're very, from what you can tell, almost new, very high grade, and they are black and white. And as they pull up, one of them, the one in the lead motorcycle, kind of steps off the motorcycle, and he's wearing armor very similar to what Lucas is wearing, except it's unscathed. And
Right.
he gets off the motorcycle, and you can tell, even at night, even from this distance, his skin is glinting like it's metal.
Okay. Sorry, are you still describing? Then I'll shut the fuck up. If
No,
not,
you can
I'd
do
like-
something if you'd like.
Well, as he dismounts and does that, Xavier says, "Identify yourselves, please. We've had one hell of a night so far."
The man looks at the pile of burning corpses and looks back to you. Yes, seems you have. We're looking for a man named Mustang. And he looks over at each of you. We're tracking him. He came through a rift here from center about half a day ago.
Talavac wants to do a thing.
Yes, Talvac.
As he came up, I wasn't use thermograph on him to see if there was any synthetic parts on him.
Okay. You can determine. Actually, roll me a computer use check on that one. Or do you have read sensory equipment?
No.
Okay, then computer check or computer usage operation.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. I should know this, but I don't. Let's see. Computer 50. Where am I? Oh, here I go. Okay. Hold on just a second here, and no, I don't. Okay. Forget it.
No, that's fine. Your readout still it tells you that everything that your readout's telling you is there's actually no organic part to this person. But
Okay.
that's all you're getting in the short time.
Interesting. Okay.
He says, we're looking for a man named Mustang. His whole crew, actually. We believe he came through a rift from the town center. If that means anything to you.
does.
Yes. Let me guess. And I specifically can't remember the dude's, physical features and everything, but Isaac will start listing off the physical features of the guy, the bodyguard that was leading the wagon.
You mean Jeb? Jebediah?
Yeah. Not Jebediah's physical description, but the guy that was actually manning the horses.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Well, actually, okay.
The guy who has my face?
Yeah.
Yes.
You give the
Shit.
physical description, and the robot, the man, turns his head to one of the others. Alex? And then you hear, no, sir, that doesn't match the description. And then you hear, Alex, how many times? I'm not a sir. We don't have a command structure like that. For the love of everything. No, that's not the man we're looking for.
Okay.
If you would all be so kind, remove your helmets so that we can verify you're not them.
Shit.
If you aren't this Mustang, you have nothing to fear from us. In fact, it would be against our code to even hurt you. If you are a Mustang, I suggest you start firing now, though in your condition, I'm not sure this would be a fair fight.
No, well, we got nothing to worry about. None of us go by Mustang.
Do I
Savior
have to remove
says.
my hat? I really like it.
He looks at your hat, and he kind of gives his a flick. He's like, actually, I'm growing kind of fond of this myself.
I know, right? He starts like rubbing the top of his head while like looking up and trying to see his hands.
So Xavier, even though the description that Isaac gave matches his current face right now, which I call the Jesse face, Xavier's not going to take any single fucking chance about this.
Mhm.
So as he's going to kind of stumble with his helmet for a little bit,
Mhm.
but then he's going to activate the Philip
Buckley.
Buckley guys, his professional smuggler guys. As he does so he's gonna have his face shift and change and bloat and unbloat and then remove his helmet.
Okay. How about everyone else?
I will
fly.
remove my helmet.
I don't think he's responded, but I'm just gonna keep my hat on, I guess.
Well, your face is uncovered, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then, as you all remove your helmet, he walks up towards you, and as he gets really close, or much closer to you, you can see. I'm going to throw this in the Roll20 chat. You can see under the sombrero this.
Okay.
Who's under the sombrero? Oh, this guy.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
okay.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Alright.
Oops. All right.
So you can see what looks to be a robot or full conversion Borg. Whatever the case is, this is not a human or organic.
Interesting.
And he looks at each of your faces, and then he says,
He gets the bite and I say, I'm trying to grow out the mustache, but it's not working.
he nods, and then he takes a look inside the church, just inside the door, and most people have helmets off except for Kyle and Sheila. And he goes, I'm supposing they're not them either. And then he kind of touches his ear and goes, Operator, I think we've made a mistake. No, don't get snippy at me. They went through the rift. Look, did any of you come through a rift from center?
Yeah, and like I said, there were a few. There was a convoy that headed off in that direction that came from there as well.
What? Yes, Operator. Good idea. Were any of you dressed like ninjas?
Isaac will kind of put his palm on his head and rub his forehead.
And Xavier will say, ninjas? That's one of the silliest things I've ever heard.
What?
Xavier says, however, I do have something. Perhaps maybe we can make a bargain. I might have information of exactly who went through the rift. Data log, if you would. I'd be willing to exchange it for a motorcycle or two.
Unfortunately, that's beyond the question. But it's clear that none of you are Mustang, which means we've made a mistake. Alex, and you hear one of the guys on the motorcycle, someone went through that rift. Well, if you'll forgive us, we're tracking a gentleman by the name of Mustang.
All right.
We thought when where there's something going on. I'm not going to bore you with the details, but it's some sort of hunt. The thing that people were after is common to this region, so we assumed when our group went through the rift looking for it, it would be the one we're after, a very dangerous individual in their group. Apparently, we've misjudged.
So this Mustang is a single lone individual?
No, he's actually got a crew with him, and they are very, very dangerous.
I see. Well, what do they look like? We should keep an eye out for them. Is there a reward? Xavier asks.
Yeah, he kind of chuckles, a robotic chuckle, and says, "Not here, no. But you could call us bounty hunters after a sort."
All right. So this Mustang and his crew, I mean, if he did come through here, I mean, we are from Center, so that's not a problem. We understand more than what these locals do.
You're from Center. That makes sense. So you're here for the Elementium.
No,
And
what's
we
Elementium?
Confused you. He pauses. Okay. Make no assumptions here. Let's say, theoretically speaking, there was a group of individuals participating in something called the Great Hunt. And let's say that they were told to get something theoretically called Elementium, which is natural to this region. Someone who might know such would come here. We thought it would be Mustang and his crew because they're originally from this world. We must have followed the wrong crew.
Xavier puts a huge confused look on his face. He goes, "You're speaking another language to us. We're here because this is," and he'll point over to Isaac, "this is Isaac Redfield's hometown. You can ask anyone about this. He got a call realizing that they were under serious distress, and sure enough, there are vampires. We just, look," he points to the crisping powers, "we're fighting for our lives here. You're talking about bounty hunters and hunts and Elementium. This is preposterous. We need some assistance. Please, could you help us?"
Yeah, before he responds, yes? Vern?
I would also, while Xavier is talking, take out my wallet and show it to this robot guy. When I open it, on one side, it will have a photo ID of Isaac and his hometown and all of that. And then on the other side, it will have a big, shiny badge that says Sheriff across it.
The individual will pause and then look back in the church, and he'll say, "Well, I've already made one mistake tonight. I'm not going to make another. You guys do seem like you're in a tough spot.
Yeah.
We'll help you any way we can. My name, is, and he pauses for just a second.
As
Cyber
you randomize
6.
it...
No, as I look at my list.
Cyber
My name
6.
is Cyber 6, at your service. We can't give you motorcycles like you requested, but I think our timetable could, we could at least escort you somewhere safer.
Xavier, his kind of pleading face, his little con artisty face, kind of relaxes a little bit, and he says, "Whew, well, you definitely are the cavalry then. We'd appreciate it, and we have Center credits, so be willing to pay you for your assistance. You don't have to just do this out of the goodness of your heart. But yeah, here's the situation. We got about 9 adults and about, was it 6 or so kids?
8 children.
8. And we got about 9 adults and 8 kids who need to leave this town come daylight. These vampire things, they attack at night, and they are determined to kill each and every single one of them. Now, the closest town is about 200 miles away, and we weren't going to be able to make it on foot. We have a busted old wagon that probably won't make it. But if you could escort us, we might be able to just take the wagon itself and maybe you can help us repair it if it breaks down. Or do you know anything? Do you know how to fix a robotic horse? Maybe.
You hear on the motorcycle, you hear a small kind of squeaky voice pipe up. Well, if it's mechanical, I could probably fix it.
Whew, that's great. We have a horse here. His gears are need some replacing or some reworking or something like that. Well, we can take you to it. You can take a look at it. But if we get a horse going, we can go a good 60 miles per hour on average. We'd be able to get to town come daylight, and these people will be safe, which is kind of our biggest priority right now.
Cyber 6 nods and says, that does seem like a priority. Well, you guys stay here. You take me to the Fixer and I. Take us to the whatever this wagon is.
Sure.
And he'll motion for the two others to kind of stay outside with the motorcycles, and then he and a small figure who's still in head to toe covered in black and white armor starts following you towards the paddy wagon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to lead him there, but does anyone else want to?
I could do it.
Okay. I'm thinking maybe if Kyle's up for it too, Kyle should come with too, so
Oh,
he
yeah,
can point out
Kyle-
exactly what the deal is.
Yeah, certainly Kyle would be coming.
Okay.
Actually, I think I'll stay at the church just in case for the vampire sense. And all that.
Okay.
Great.
By the way, the vampires have faded beyond your senses.
Oh, they're just running? Sweet.
Well, they did get their asses handed to them and then saw reinforcements coming. Because
Yeah.
they don't use motorcycles!
Spoiler alert. All right, yeah.
So the smaller figure in the body armor would listen to Kyle as he explained it, and then he'd take a look at the wagon and the horses, and he'd say, "Oh, without replacement parts, there's not much we could do for that, but we could probably hook up one of the bikes to it."
Oh, that's even better. That is even better. Fantastic.
That wheel's gonna be a bit of a problem, but we could make do.
Xavier will yawn a little bit, and he goes, "Great. Well, like I said, you guys are sights for sore eyes, but I'm going to have to grab some shut-eye. We've been awake all day, and the adrenaline's starting to come down. Kyle, is it okay if I leave you with these guys?
Kyle
Or are you
nods
guys
and-
going to be are you guys going to be okay working on this on your own?"
Cyber 6 nods and says, "Get some rest. You've obviously had a tough night. We'll keep watch."
Thanks. Xavier just goes to leave. He takes a couple steps and he turns around for a moment and he says, "You said you kind of were like bounty hunters, but it's clear that y'all got uniforms. You all work as a unit. What are you? A merc crew? A part of some sort of government?"
You hear you hear like under a breath Frixa go, "Cyber," and Cyber goes, "We are, oh hell, we're Corsairs. Probably haven't heard of us. We're not from this area, but
I would like to do a Galaxy and whatever lore thingy check.
Yes, do a lore check."
1D100. It's a galactic lore. I had a feeling they were.
Yup.
What? Nonsense.
Why would
Is
they?
that a
I
success? Or...
fail by 8.
8's not bad. The word Corsair rings a bell. You've heard stories. You haven't heard anything about bounty hunters, but you have heard that when Corsairs show up, bad things, or good, basically you've heard that Corsairs are not to be messed with.
Gotcha.
But you
Now-
haven't heard anything about. Yeah.
But they've never interfered with any sort of smugglers or anything like that, right? So that's
Not
why
that
they
you've
haven't-
ever heard of. No.
And they're not part of the CCW,
No.
so he's got nothing to worry about. Okay. All right. Corsairs rings a bell. But I got a tired mind. As long as you weren't, you seem pretty decent, so I'll talk to you once I get some shut-eye.
He nods and again says, "Get some rest. We'll and he holds touches the organ. Operator, what are these things vulnerable to again? Right.
My ass.
Well,
Xavier says as he walks back to the church.
and basically he's talking to someone as you walk back to the church.
Uh-huh. Oh boy. Corsairs. Interesting. Interesting.
Small
All right.
world.
What a good little crossover. Yeah.
Fun little crossover indeed. I like it. But yeah, all Xavier's going to do is he'll probably go to Talavac and Isaac probably privately. He says, before he goes, he says, I'm going to get some shut-eye if it's okay by you guys. These guys are something called Corsairs. I haven't really run across them. They're not really law dogs. And I honestly don't think they are after us. So I think we're safe with our elemental dust.
Do I
But
hear
don't,
this?
since we... Sure, if you wanna be close enough for that.
I'm going to roll my Galaxy lore thing.
Do it.
Okay.
I don't know anything.
Anyways, Xavier says, I don't think they're going to be searching us for this elemental dust, but considering I just fucking lied to them about it, it's probably best that we keep it secret for now.
No, I thought we blurted out to the world.
Oh.
And you know what, Xavier kind of gives a sarcastic smile to Talavac, and then he gives him, like, he points at the finger and he says, touche, Talavac, touche.
All right.
Oh, right.
Let's get some shut eye.
They've been such good people. Why don't we just give them all of our information? Not the people's. Maybe one of them was the whatever they're looking for.
Xavier says, all right, that's not a bad idea. They really bailed us out. How about this? When we get these people safe and sound from the next town, then we'll transfer the data over. You know, payment for payment. It's fair enough. God, these guys are going to save our asses.
All right. Is there anything you guys want to do before you get some shut-eye? I should also note that the other two Corsairs are standing guard outside the church.
Cool.
I would like to get my guns back from Talavac.
I'd like to hold on to these until we get back to the ship. I'd like to...
I love that. I'd like to get my guns back. I'd like to hold on to them.
Son of
No! I just imagine, like, Isaac is reaching his hands out, Talavac is like, no!
I promise you, they won't get a scratch. And if they do, I'll reimburse you.
Fine.
I'd like to hold on. Okay, I'm sorry if 20 guns is not enough for you to carry at one time, but I'd like
Oh
to
no,
hold on
I
to
don't
this
have
one.
20 guns on me.
Okay.
I only have
Wow. 16.
10. I only
I
have
love how
10.
it has to explain this.
Oh, okay. All right, well, I'm going to go put my hands behind my back and go to sleep for real this time.
Okay.
All that fake sleep.
I'm gonna just spoiler alert, guys. You don't get attacked for the rest of the night. You just slaughtered like a dozen vampires.
Yeah, fuck those guys. Plus the other 5, we've killed 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a pile of them at the front door.
I think my favorite was still unloading with that goddamn Tommy gun. That was sexy.
All right. So the next morning, I guess, unless anyone has anything they want to do.
Nope.
All right. The next morning, I'd say about 7 a.m. So the sun's rising. You're politely woken up by Cyber 6.
Well,
And he says, well, got a bit of bad news, but I have a suggestion.
Okay.
The bad news is simply put that that wheel is not going to make it to the next town.
Okay.
And we don't have enough motorcycles to carry it here. However, we've checked the data. The rifts that you came through isn't going to be due to be open for another 2.5 days, looks like. But there is a rift further south of here, only about 40 miles away. It's due to be open in about 8 hours. It will go back to center. It's just a different rift by a different means. The only thing I can suggest is either we get as far as we can and continue on foot, or take these people to the rift.
And then spit them out someplace else after a little while longer?
He shrugs. He says, we do have some funds. We could give them some money so that they can catch a rift back somewhere else. Yes, they'll spend some time in center, which might be a bit of a culture shock for them, and normally I wouldn't suggest it, but from what I hear, vampires are not to be messed with.
No, they're not.
Don Toon, I mean, you're right, Holmes.
He looks at you, looks at the hat, and he says, yeah, look, I like my hat, but I don't get that attached to it.
You want to trade ponchos?
He considers you for a moment. Sure.
Yay!
He takes your rusted or your holy poncho. He says, he looks at it. He looks at the only thing I can think of is if you guys remember Batman Begins when Bruce Wayne gave the homeless guy's coat. He's looking at it's a nice coat.
Yeah.
He gives it that look. He gives it like this is a nice poncho.
Yeah, this is a really nice poncho. So
I think we should incorporate the adults in the town into this decision.
yeah,
Or the remnants. So there are definitely some pros and cons to both ideas. The walking it there, the big con is that we're definitely going to be attacked again, right? And I would feel awful if one of these stupid vampires stole one of these kids away, right?
Yeah.
We could still do the wagon idea, but with motorcycles, I mean, it's going to be pretty clear that there's going to be tracks. We might force them to split their forces, right? But they'll still attack us at night. So the rift idea is appealing,
I like it.
but we'd have to set them up in center, or the Corsairs might volunteer to set them up in center.
we
yeah.
wouldn't
They'll be
necessarily
safe
need to
there.
set them up.
No?
We need
We
to get
could.
them to center, and then we can teleport them back somewhere back on Earth.
Yeah, just immediately turn around and go, we want to go here, and then open up a rift or something like that.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. The question is that where are they going to be spit out? Probably in the wilderness somewhere, with very few guns and they won't know anybody. You know what I mean?
That is the thing, but if it's
Let them
far
choose.
enough away, I don't think these vampires will be able to.
Sure.
We'll let them
And
choose.
I have.
But what if they?
Hold on.
Mhm.
I have a lot of cash that I would be willing to just give them. I have over 2 million Earth credits. That would
Great.
be more than enough to, figure things out.
Okay. All right. That's true. We would give them a lot of money. They would be able to set themselves out just great, right?
Mhm.
But here's the thing. Okay, so unless we know we're going to spit them out in a ley line, I mean, like at a ley line, at a ley line nexus that is maybe in the middle of a civilized town, then that's great, right? But Xavier doesn't know of anyone like that, and if that's feasible, that's great, right? But if you think about it, having all the money in the world and being away from vampires isn't good if you teleport to an area like, say, in northern Canada, right, where the closest town is 3 days away and there's demons roaming around the woods,
But
right?
you're rich.
Then but you're rich,
Yeah.
exactly. But maybe there are things worse than vampires out there, right? So I'm not saying. So this is my alternate idea, right? I think it would be irresponsible for us to just send them somewhere, take them to center, and then immediately pay for them to be spit out somewhere else on Rift's Earth. My suggestion is to send them to center, set them up in a nice place. We do have a lot of money, right? We set them in a nice place up for maybe a week or two, right? Or maybe even just a few days for us to get this elemental powder to where we need to. And before the next step of our hunt journey, we can come back and ensure, like maybe do our research into really safe areas, or at the very least, we can ensure and escort them and make sure they get to someplace safe, So it requires more money that way, but it ensures their safety a lot more than just being like, oh, well, here you go, enter through this strange blue portal. Here's 2 million credits. Good luck.
Yeah.
You know
it
who
does-
knows where things are going to be opening and good spots to be?
Corsairs?
Corsairs.
yeah. The
They seem to know exactly where another portal is next to us.
Okay.
the other option that we were going to bring them to center and set them up and all that, that's a lot more micromanaging and time management that we have to invest in this. And this is just purely out of character
Yeah.
discussion. In character, Isaac is willing to do whatever it takes for these people, but out of character, I'm not too sure what if the next stage of this hunt is immediately go and do this, you only have 2 days.
Yeah.
And then we have to go all the way back to this station to extend the time, go back, and we've already missed our chance. You know what I mean?
If you guys don't mind me stepping in for a second, as for what Lucas or what Piph said, would you guys like to know what the Corsairs would say about that, if it would help you with your decision at all?
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
So, and we'll just handle this out of character. Here's what the Corsairs... Actually, no, this should be handled in character. Here's what Cyber 6 would say. He'd say, well, we have an operator of sorts with contact to a lot of information. We could certainly get these people in the center and find a proper place to return them. It might take a few weeks, since rifts are, well, finicky at best. But we could certainly do it, and we can make sure they have the resources to get it done. We are in a bit of a bind, though. See, we're part of this great hunt to track down this Mustang. We don't really care about winning it, but the only way to keep track of him is to play his little game. And he's part of the great hunt. And in order to stay part of the great hunt, we need something called Elementium, which you obviously said you don't know.
Uh-huh.
If that were to ever change,
Uh-huh.
perhaps if you ever found some,
Uh-huh.
we could certainly use some, and then we'd be more than happy to... well, never mind. I know you said you didn't have.
I
Well,
see. So you're saying that you don't have enough time. You're on a job, right? And your hearts go out to these people, but you need to keep your goal in mind. But you're looking for this Elementium stuff, right? Xavier asks, okay, well, what does it look like?
He opens his mouth. Alex, what does it look like? And then you hear like a sigh. It's a powder. It's usually smoked. It's different colors depending on the element. It's usually considered some sort of contraband item. It's a magical
Contraband?
drug.
Wait, did you say a contraband item?
Yes, it's illegal.
Xavier looks over to Isaac, and he has a curious look, but you can see there's a glint in his eye.
Isaac
He
will
says-
nod.
Isaac will be like, wait, have you ever come across this Elementium stuff before?
Isaac will nod.
Oh, shit. Do you think you would have confiscated any?
Oh, definitely.
Oh. Well, the town's safe. It's daylight. Would you mind checking?
Yeah, I can
In
go
the
check.
off chance that... Okay. Xavier says, maybe we got lucky. Maybe we found some of this contraband.
Cyber 6 tips his hat and he says, I do tend to be lucky.
Mm-hmm.
And Isaac will go through the motions of heading over to the sheriff's office.
Okay.
And he will spend some time and all that, moving some stuff around, making noise in case there's people outside, and then he'll head on back. And
Can I give you an out-of-character suggestion?
yeah,
Why don't you divide the bag in two and put some of it in another bag, and then just give him a small portion
That's
of
what
it?
I was
and then
thinking.
you get to... Yeah, sweet.
would I be able to find a bag in
Oh, yeah.
the sheriff's
I'm
office?
sure
Okay.
you could find something that would work, yeah.
Yeah, then I will head back, and I will go over to, it was Cyber 6,
Mm-hmm.
and hold out the smaller bag and go, is this what you're looking for?
The Cyber 6 would hand it over to Alex, who would nod, and he'd go, "Ha! Well, that's a burden off my shoulders. All right, well, consider it done. We get to that portal, keep everyone safe and sound. Like I said, we've got some resources. We'll set them up for some time until they can catch a ride home. We'll have to ask them, of course, where home is, because I'm assuming he looks around. It's not here anymore.
Yeah.
No.
It's not here
But
anymore.
we can certainly take care of them. But hey, it's daylight's burning, and that portal's opening.
Yep. Let's head off.
Okay, let's head out.
Yeah.
I say that's a perfect time to end things myself, because there's like
Yeah.
9 minutes before Dave has to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think so too.
Or we could just talk about it.
well,
Hey,
we
let's
could
talk
actually-
about it.
We
go
could
forward
handle
a
it
little.
narratively.
Yeah, we can handle it a bit narratively.
Sweet.
So
I like
the journey towards the portal is relatively uneventful in the daylight hours. Everyone climbs in the paddy wagon. You move at a much slower pace so that the wheel isn't stressed.
Strained.
Mhm. The Corsairs either take flanking positions or scout out ahead. The wagon is cramped with everyone in there, but no one seems to be complaining. The only thing of note is the children keep asking Ned Rico, if they get to ever meet Lucas.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I could call him up and see if he's around.
They get very excited at the thought. And then you get to the portal, the rift, and once you get to the rift, everyone stops and he goes, "Well, I guess this is where we part ways. You say goodbye to whoever you need to, of course. Well, I guess you could hang around if you want, but you strike me as the kind of folks that have things to do."
Oh, Xavier asks, quirking an eyebrow.
He nods and he goes, one does wonder. The hypothetical situation I gave a while back.
Uh-huh.
Hypothetically speaking,
Uh-huh.
people were participating in an event meant for thieves, scoundrels, and smugglers.
Uh-huh.
You wouldn't expect those kind of people to do something noble, like defend a bunch of people in a church.
Xavier shrugs his shoulders, and he says, I don't live in a world of hypotheticals. So I guess anything is possible.
He nods. He says, "Well, if I ever did run into people like that, I might consider them allies. If they were in part of a big game hunt thing."
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, he'll tip his sombrero.
Oh, yeah.
So before we actually part and we're never seeing all of these townspeople again,
Mhm.
I would like to give Sheila all of the cash that I have, the Earth credits.
Okay, Sheila will... Her eyes will widen. She'll be like, Where did you get this?
We killed a bunch of pirates. Xavier pipes up.
Yeah, pretty much.
She
You know-
stares at Xavier wide-eyed and then back to Isaac.
Give us a wink.
"Oh, is that all?" she says, like, exasperated.
Lucas is
God.
like at the children handing out 50 credits for you and 50 credits for you and 50 credits for you.
Okay, sorry. Yes, Bern?
No, is anybody else gonna do anything else?
Oh.
I'm gonna wait till you finish, and then I'll have my own thing.
Thank
It's
you.
y'all's money.
Thank you. Okay. Did I actually tell you why I left?
Sheila will shake her head. No, I don't think you had time in the hurry you were in.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that again. Before I left, about a month before I left, my grandpa died. Magnus. You know that already, pretty sure.
Yeah, I know.
Well, Getting to the end of his life, he told me something. He told me that my father was still alive, and that he was at a place called Frontier, or at least that's where he left here from, or here to. So I got there and met these people, and even then I was still kind of fighting for the little guy, taking care of, wrongdoers, and, fighting crime, in a sense. And he'll kind of trail off.
Sheila nods and she says, Isaac, look. I'm grateful for what you did. Saved our lives. But you had responsibilities.
I know.
And you just ran from them. And while I'm not saying that it's your fault we were attacked by vampires, we sure as hell could have used you.
I know.
And she says, that's not the kind of thing that you just apologize for and everything's fine.
I know.
But hey, you do what you need to do. Go find your dad or whatever. It's clear where your priorities lie. And I wish you luck.
Well, I wish you luck too.
With that, she nods and then kind of walks off. And then Kyle comes up and he says, oh, she just gets like that. Look, boss, I can't say it hasn't been rough without you, but take care of yourself, huh?
Thanks.
And then he'll go through the rift as well.
Mm-hmm.
Sheila hasn't gone through the rift, sorry.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
You almost
he
know
goes
what
through
I
the
want
rift.
to
Sheila
do.
just walked off. Yeah, Sheila just walked off.
Oh, you preferred to finish, though.
No, I'm good.
Okay, so Xavier is going to, first of all, try to diffuse that situation with, like, a corny little joke, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And then what I like to do is, like, he'll I don't want to roleplay this too much because it's kind of silly and we're running out of time here, but pretty much Xavier wants to just just say how refreshing it is to see a strong woman and he's glad she's alive and he won't forget. And then he'll start to go into a little bit of cornball stuff about how he won't forget this time and I wish you best of luck and I know you with these people will be great. And maybe I'll give you something to remember me by. And pretty much all I want to do, as silly as it is try to do a charm roll and see if I can't sneak a little goodbye kiss from her.
Okay, do a charm roll.
And if Lucas wants to do something to sabotage me, that's fine. Because I think I hear him wanting to do something. I don't know. But that is the success by 11.
Okay. Here's what happens. When he goes to sneak a kiss, she puts a hand on his chest to stop him, and she says, not that easy, cowboy. And then she starts walking away and then says, by the way, I'm not quite sure where it is, but I assume I'll have a hotel room where we're going. Maybe you can try again later.
Sure. He says, I'm always up for a little bit, for a good. I'm like, I was going to say hunt, and I'm like, oh, that's really derogatory. No, Xavier will just say,
Good
the
time?
best things are the stuff that you work towards.
And she walks away, but she walks away with a little bit more hip action than was probably necessary.
Gotcha. I like to think that Xavier just stared at her walk away. He's just like, that's unnecessary.
This is
Humans.
just way too much.
Damn straight. I'm like, okay, I get it. You don't have to rub it in. No, that's all I wanted to do.
Okay.
Just because I made all these jokes from last session about
Right.
wanting to play kissy face with her. He's got to take a chance, right? Take a chance. Take a chance. Take a chance.
All right, I hate to be the downer, but I gotta cruise.
Yeah, sure.
We'll
We'll
go
go ahead, in the episode here, we'll say you guys go back through the rift, and we'll figure
Okay.
out what happens next time.
All right.
All right, fellas.
All
Good
right.
session.
Yes.
All right, I'll see y'all next week.
Mhm.
Bye.
And I'm
Oh
going
wait,
to-
we tell David.
Yeah.
That
Well, I'll
There
have
is
to
a
tell him over
next week.
Skype.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to tell him over Skype.
next week. I just
Should I stop the recording here?
Yeah.
Probably.
All right. Bye-bye,
Wait,
guys.
before you start the
Just,
recording, people are listening. There is going to be a next week. I was just
Yes.
joking.
How many kids?
Bye.
All right, for